Packers suck.
Third down, Fields. Room to run for Fields. Oh, turn it on to speed.
Wake up. This is Out High Bear Nation.
All right, what up? What up? How's everybody doing? We are back with an all-new installment of Out of High Bear Nation. I am, of course, Ace, and I got my boy Turtle here. And there's really only one place that we need to be tonight, and that's focused on the 2023 NFL Draft. And Turtle, I'm going to start out by asking how you've been.
I'm good, man. You know, it's been a long time since we did a draft special, and it's always a fun time. This year kind of seems like it's to be no different. A lot of balls up in the air about where teams could go or who might move up and might not, who might move down, what the Bears might do. You know, it was kind of cool. All the talk about the Bears having the number one pick, and then after the trade, and now it's what are they going to do? And
Right.
I'm just excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's this draft is definitely an opportunity for the Chicago Bears to change the narrative on how their franchises looked. You know, that they're looked at as, you know, even though they're in one of the top markets, they're kind of like a mom and pop shop when it comes to being able to find the right coach, find the right GM, get the right talent at the right time. And it's all just been kind of a laughing stock over the last few seasons. Well, actually, probably the last few decades, really, other than that pop-up season here or there. But they have the opportunity tonight to really shape the next several years in a positive direction with this draft.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. The dogs were barking. They were going nuts. Yeah, I mean, this draft really has the potential to set the Bears up for what we hope is a fast rebuild / retool, not necessarily a rebuild, but, you know, hopefully we can see some of those stepping stones laid here tonight or, this weekend, not just tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of talk about, you know, Jalen Carter falling to number 9. I find that real difficult to believe that a guy of his caliber is going to fall that far, especially when you have teams like the Lions, you have teams like Seattle that are really focusing on defense. The Raiders also, you know, I know there's a lot of talk about them looking at possibly getting a quarterback. I think that's a little weird with them just getting Jimmy G. So do you think that Jalen Carter will be able to fall to number 9?
I mean, I can see a couple scenarios where he does, but I could easily see somebody taking him too.
Yeah.
You know, I think if he's there, I don't see the Bears not taking him.
Now, would you take him? Would you take? So if you're at number 9 and he's there, you're taking him
1,000%. Like, if you could tell me that you're going to trade back, you're going to add the picks that Ryan Poles added, you're going to add DJ Moore, and you're still going to get a guy that everybody. I mean, hell, right now Mel Kiper has him as the number 1 available and his best available, with nobody being selected yet. And you're still going to be able to get a guy like Jalen Carter and plus add the extra draft picks and DJ Moore. Like, right. I mean, that's a whatever more than a grand slam is, that's what it is. Like,
right. I mean, I know people are complaining like, well, if you select the number 9, you don't select again until after 50. And it's like, okay, but if you look at the way that the trade went down for that number 1 pick, you gain DJ Moore, right? So
Right.
you can kind of throw him in as a first round pick for the Bears going into next season. And then absolutely, Jalen Carter is regarded as the best player in the draft this year by many. And
Right.
I feel like if you're the Bears, you lacked so much on the defensive side of the ball. That guy is a guy that I feel would come in and automatically upgrade that defense and maybe even that whole just like vibe of the defense, you know?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, you get a defensive head coach, you get a guy that everybody had said, well, this dude, if you take him at 1, we wouldn't hate it,
Right.
and you can add DJ Moore and the extra draft picks and still get him. It's a no brainer.
Oh, hold on. What we got
It's like
here?
we're starting. They always boo Roger Goodell
Yeah.
so bad.
Okay, welcome to Kansas City in the 2023 NFL Draft. For the first time since we took the draft on the road, we get to celebrate the draft in the Super Bowl winning city of the fans of all 32 teams
I'll be right back.
in the Chiefs' kingdom. As you can see, I have some friends on stage with me. They are Kansas City natives and love this community and their Chiefs. Give it up for Eric Stonestreet and Heidi Gardner of Big Slick, Kansas City.
Okay, Kansas City, I'm so happy to be here. And it is my honor to bring to the stage right now Chiefs legends Dante Hall and Will Shields. Give it up!
It's been a little longer than I anticipated just to announce the start of the NFL draft.
All right, Kansas City, I want to hear you. Home of the Super Bowl champion.
Dude, it keeps going. I'm watching it on mine. It just keeps going.
Yeah, it's like just announce the freaking thing.
That's not even
With
it.
the
Mahomes and
Panthers.
Kelsey still got to come out.
People you might
my God.
recognize. Patrick Mahomes
Oh my
and
God.
Travis Kelce.
With the trophy. That's kind of cool. All right, well, while I'm waiting for this draft to start, I don't want to get sued for showing too much online. That's not my permission, you know?
Right.
But right now they got what? Patrick Mahomes and
Travis
Kelsey on the
Kelce.
stage. They're over here flaunting the trophy. Which, I mean, if it was in Chicago and the Bears won the Super Bowl, I mean, it would be.
I'll
what
let
a
you
hell
know
of
when
an
they're about to
atmosphere.
pick.
I can't, this whole thing is just taking forever.
Dude, it just keeps going. Travis Kelce won't shut up.
Yeah, he thinks he's WWE superstar over here.
Right.
All he wants to do is cut heel promos on people. It's so ridiculous. But let's see.
Yo, all they said was the draft is open.
That's it.
He just said the Panthers are on the clock. They've been on the clock.
Yeah, they've been waiting
All
to
right,
go.
Kansas City, it's time to get the show started. The 2023 NFL Draft is now officially open.
There it is. Now it's officially open, and the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. They've only been on the clock the
since
whole
they traded the
right.
since they traded for
since
the
they
pick.
traded. If this takes more than 10 minutes, if this takes the 10 minutes, I'm gonna be mad. They should already know who they want. The pick should be in. There should be somebody up there right now, just like, all right, the Carolina Panthers select.
So I'm really hoping that when we get to number 3, they're going over the trade right now.
Oh, are they?
begins in grand style here in Kansas City, and the 88th annual NFL Draft is officially underway.
It's about to come up.
The words we've been waiting to hear since March 10th, not since the end of the season, but March 10th is
Right
when
here.
the Carolina Panthers traded up with the Chicago Bears, gave up a great deal to get into this spot. We assume
I
the
think
draft the quarterback of the
now looking at that, I feel like the
what
Bears
they gave up,
definitely
including a star
got
receiver, a
the
one
better
and two,
end
and
of
another
this
second-round
draft
pick
of
and
like
a
this
receiver.
trade.
Tonight,
You
the
know,
Well, and then imagine if you still get Jalen Carter.
right, so, right. Then you're adding that on top of DJ Moore, and right now, for me at least, Turtle, with where the Bears are, if Carter isn't on the board, I would personally like to see them trade back. I think
Yeah.
at that point, you know, you got other options. You got so many needs, picking up extra draft capital. That's just kind of my thought process this year. I know Jalen Carter is Jalen Carter, and he's just a once in a lifetime, they say, type of player. So obviously he's there, you take him. But I think going back, getting a few picks between first and second round, because they don't have another pick till what, 53?
Right. I mean,
So-
so like I get it. If you could get an early second round pick along with it, then I get it.
Right.
But I don't want to see them move too far back because you don't want to feel like, well, we made this trade and yeah, we got DJ Moore and everything, but now we lost out on a top end talent that we
Right.
could have got at the top where we were at 9. But I feel like if you're there, like if you're gonna go, let's say Paris Johnson or somebody like that, there are other offensive linemen who may not be as good but are still pretty close.
Right.
If you're looking in the edge, there's that too. Like I just feel like there's a lot of guys that you could go to later in the first round where you still feel like you got a top talent and add that second, that early second round pick.
I agree. And there's a lot of holes on this team other than just the line of scrimmage on both sides, and I think if they have the opportunity to, let's say, trade back and then get a good wide receiver, Jackson Smith, for instance. I mean, I know that they just picked up DJ Moore, but I think you can never have too many weapons.
Yo, this blows my mind that they're taking so long to make their first pick.
Yeah, you've been on the clock since you made that trade. How do you
Like,
not know
they're
that
down
yet?
to 6 minutes left.
It's just for dramatic effect.
So the announcers and everybody are talking like it's got to be like to them, it's got to be Bryce Young.
I mean, that's kind of what everybody's thought, right? Is that
All I know is yesterday the odds for Will Levis going number 1 plummeted from being a betting favorite, like in your favor for betting, to like making it sound like, oh, he might actually be the pick.
Yeah, I heard that too. But then I was listening to ESPN 1000 today, and they were talking about how it's crazy because they don't see how you pass up on a guy like Bryce Young.
Well, and the problem is, like, so Carolina, that was their thing, was that they were so enamored with Will Levis, and then they traded up to 1. Like,
right. I don't know. That's if I
Like,
don't
my
know.
thing
Man.
is, like,
the
if
guy likes to have mayonnaise in his coffee, and I feel like if you do that, then you automatically become.
did you say mayonnaise in his coffee?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, Will Levis, that's disgusting. This
What?
dude was on live TV. Yeah, look it up. Took a scoop of mayonnaise and stirred it into his coffee. And that's once you do that, you become suspect for me, man. I could not be okay with somebody like that. Sorry. That's just me.
Ace, they're down to 4.5 minutes.
I know, this is insane. What if they don't take a quarterback?
What if they don't make a pick?
What if they
Like the
trade?
Vikings- it's like the Vikings all over again. They don't get their pick out, and Houston
Oh my
runs up there and
God.
makes their pick.
It'd be wild if they made a trade, right? They were like,
Well,
well, you
I mean,
know,
like, so you have to think that when it starts taking this long,
right.
like you start to think, like, are they shopping the pick? Are they seeing what they could get? Are they getting last minute offers?
Right. And I mean, you would think they probably are having that first overall pick, but
They're on the
Yeah.
phone with somebody.
why would you why
Dude,
would you go through the process of
You have
trading
to
with the
you
Bears?
have to watch this. It's about to show on your screen. There's one dude on the phone, and everybody's staring at the one dude on the phone. It's coming up after she's done talking.
That the answer was yes, that they both agreed on the same quarterback, and that was it. They had their consensus view with
This guy's like,
comes to
hey,
officials tonight. And
we don't know if we like
laughed
this
when
trade or
he
not.
said,
So
like any great marriage, now the real work begins. Let's go to Morton Adam.
All right, thanks very much, Susie. The Carolina Panthers were ultra aggressive about moving up to the number 1 overall slot. They gave up 2 number 1 picks, 2 second-round picks, and the key to the deal in the end was including wide receiver DJ Moore, who Chicago insisted on having. The Panthers didn't want to part with him, but he made the difference.
Oh, the pick is in.
That trade was 48 days ago, and the Panthers went up there with the idea that Bryce Young would be their guy, that they were going to evaluate all the quarterbacks, and they liked a lot of these quarterbacks. But when they made the evaluation, Bryce Young was the one guy they determined could compete as a day 1 starter in the NFL. Greeny.
Well, as you can see on your screen, the pick is now in.
all right, thank God at least that part is accomplished. The pick is now in. Now, Turtle, you're a little ahead of me.
I won't.
So
Less than 10 minutes ago, we were told by
I got it.
that they had not yet heard from Carolina. So I suppose it is not beyond the realm of
Brent, you
possibility
didn't
we're
miss
about to get one of
anything
the big
yet.
surprises
It's
that
taken
we've ever seen.
forever to get to this point in the night. The Panthers pick, I figured they would have already had the idea of who they wanted. No, but now we're not making money off this, so I'm not sure if we'll get like flags for using this footage. If we do, hey, sorry, I'll throw the audio up instead of the video. But I wanted to try something different. I wanted to show a little bit of flair on the show tonight, and I figured why not throw it to the draft for the picks. Now, we're not just going to sit here and watch the whole draft, but when the Bears come up, we'll listen
Why is it
to.
so long since the pick is in? They still like, where is Goodell? Go to the podium, bruh.
They are really milking this entire first 20 minutes of this draft.
When he plays, can he be consistent?
Here comes Commissioner.
All right, thank God.
Can you can't hear mine, right?
No,
Okay.
Every time he takes a big shot. The Panthers have had the first pick in the draft once before. They selected a quarterback then. It was Cam Newton. They're about to do it again tonight. The second time in history the Panthers have the first pick. Here comes the commission with the announcement.
all right. Now, I don't know who they picked yet, but I'm assuming it's who everybody
With
thought
the
they were
first
going
pick
to.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young.
Duh.
quarterback,
All
Alabama.
after that, like, come on. We waited all that time for them to know that that was who they were going to pick when they made the trade with the Bears. I'd have been up there. I'd be like, all right, let's go. Oh, the 10 minutes just started. I got it. Here's the card. Now, obviously, that was kind of the expected pick. So
The hat doesn't fit over his hair. His hair keeps popping the hat off.
As of right now, that's the draft is progressing the way everybody thought it would.
First Alabama player drafted number 1.
Bama quarterback ever to win the Heisman. Size, as we've discussed.
Man, he got some nice hair. That's
Right?
fluffy.
Look at the hat.
Yeah, that hat does not want to stay. That's some fluffy hair. I love it. Dude, are we gonna watch every freaking draft pick walk this walk?
Oh, you know you're gonna. This is what night one's all about. The 3.5 hours to pick 31 dudes.
Wait, he didn't even get on the stage yet?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God. What is this? The WrestleMania entrance? Christ.
Longer.
That's what I mean. Like it took Undertaker less time to get to the ring. All right, I want to see him
He had
hold.
to go
There
to
it
his
is.
picture taken and everything first.
We got the jersey, Young, and now I'm over with that. So now the Houston Texans are up. this was there was a story that broke a little bit, like 3 days ago about exactly that the Bears were in talks with the Texans on swapping 1 and 2. But they ended up obviously going with Carolina because of, I'm assuming because DJ Moore was thrown in.
That's what they said it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's WrestleMania entrance, my buddy. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, I get it. It's a show. It's a spectacular. People want to see, all this fun stuff. But at the end of the day, like, let's go. Next pick. Let's go. Who do you think the Texans pick?
If I'm the Texans, I'm going Will Anderson.
Yeah. Don't they need a quarterback, though?
They do, but
is he the guy?
I think I'm going Will Anderson. And then I'm going to see how this draft plays out. They have another pick coming up.
That's right. 12, right?
Yeah. Because they have Cleveland.
What if they take Anderson and then they're still one of the quarterbacks at 12?
And then go with,
9.
So, you don't get as good of a quarterback, but.
I mean, but all these quarterbacks are kind of like that right now, right? There's
or if I'm Houston, if there's a quarterback there when the Bears come up at 9, I'm calling the Bears and seeing like, hey, what would it cost for me to move up from 12 to 9? I'll throw you a second-round pick. They have the extra second-round picks, so they got from Cleveland as well.
I mean, that's a smart play, right? Mm-hmm. You get a dominant defensive player, and then at number 9, if there's a quarterback there, hey, we're going to move up. I feel like if Anthony Richardson is still there at number 9, that's somebody that Houston would not mind trying to get up to get.
I did hear that they said that Houston might not be interested in CJ Stroud because of his relationship with Deshaun Watson.
Oh, really? Maybe they were like hanging out together.
Yeah, I guess they're friends.
Getting massages.
Pick is in.
Already? Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I like, Houston.
Won that day, but lost out on the number 1 overall pick. They tried to trade up. The number 1 didn't get
Lovie
there.
Smith leaving the Bears one last gift.
About whether to go defense. In the end, it certainly sounds like now they're settling towards the offensive side of football. It's been the biggest question out there. There have been times when people thought they would go defense. Now the arrow is pointing towards the offense more.
So Will Anderson would still be on the board at 3?
Mm-hmm. Which then, if you're Arizona, they've been talking to Tennessee about the number 3 pick, which would be great for the Bears.
So he certainly has a lot of familiarity.
But I mean, if you're Arizona, man, and you got a chance to get Will Anderson, why wouldn't you?
Well, same thing because they feel they're so far away.
I mean, I guess that's true. They're not like.
But if Tennessee moves up to 3 and they take a quarterback,
because
Will Anderson makes it to 5 to Seattle. That's one of the big spots you got to worry about.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If you're looking for Carter to go, yep, absolutely.
And then if Detroit comes up and both corners are still on the board,
I know that they were thought to get a corner. So, but they also have that backup pick as well.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed like it was Stroud or Young they were waiting on. Once you knew Young was going 1, you thought it was Stroud. I will say this: you're chasing Trevor Lawrence. And I've always said it, when you're in the division, you better not be the 4th team in terms of the quarterback. You better be 1 or 2 to have any shot. In the AFC, you might want to be 1 because there's a ton of great quarterbacks in that conference. So for Houston, I said at 2 or 12, you better find a way to come out of this first round with a quarterback. I think.
Well, while we wait for Roger to get to
our favorite analyst, Louis Riddick.
Maserati Mitch. I don't listen to nothing he says anymore.
He's got done talking about how if Houston takes a quarterback, they have to put in the time to develop the relationship with the quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they should have done that with Davis Mills.
Yeah. I mean, he played decent.
Rodgers up there right now.
All right.
The Texans have picked quarterbacks in the first round twice in team history. Once was David Carr, number 1 overall. The other was Deshaun Watson. Let's see if they're about to do it for a 3rd time. Here's the commissioner with the selection.
With the second pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select CJ Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State.
All right, so
Wow.
So we're chalk through 2.
Yeah, everything is kind of thrown into limbo right now, right? Because Will Anderson was kind of the thought there on hey, we're going to go that route. And then if there's a quarterback later, they might draft up, right? So
That's still what I would have done.
For a year in Columbus. Then became a 2-year starter for the Buckeyes.
So now
Regular season numbers. all
Now it's going to be interesting to see what number 3 at number 3.
What's crazy is that Mel Kiper has Bijan Robinson as the number 4 available number 4 available player in the entire draft right now.
I just dropped my screen like an idiot, but nobody's seen it. Just kidding. If you did, I don't want to hear about it.
in the NFL draft. One game can make a career.
Yo, next year when we do this draft, I'm gonna get wrestling themes, and I'm gonna play them as these guys walk up.
You guys are walking out.
Yeah. Pick like a bunch of different ones, like Batista or some shit.
beat Georgia. They maybe won a national title because they didn't win the big game. Well, they could have won that if Howard Jr. didn't get hurt. C.J. Stroud, accuracy to all levels is what really jumps out at you when you watch him on.
So, Texans obviously went quarterback, which is interesting. I think
it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, right. They weren't going to stick with Davis Mills. We knew that they were going to get a quarterback. It was just when. I think you probably could have got somebody, like I said, like Richardson around 9. So I think I would have taken the double where you get the great defensive player and then, a quarterback. Yeah, there might be some development.
Arizona's down to 4.5 minutes.
This is getting traded, right? They're not picking. Kyler Murray's hurt for the entire year almost next season. What's the point of picking like that early if your quarterback isn't going to be able to
get
use
Will
it?
Anderson?
I guess. They did just lose J.J. Watt. So, all right. I'm trying to write all this. Keep all this in line so that I know who got drafted.
All I want to know is where that first reach or surprise comes from.
When do let's see.
Three and a half minutes left.
All right, so I got the draft order here. Now that we know, that
They're finally
Panthers...
talking to C.J. Stroud now for the interview on stage with 3:14 left till Arizona's pick is due.
So it's Arizona, Indy are the next 2.
Yeah.
I have to think Indy goes quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm. They have to.
So if you're a quarterback needy team, there's only really 2 guys left. Is this a situation?
Supposedly the Colts, when they were trying to trade to number 1, they like Will Levis the most. I don't know if it stayed that way, but that was originally who they were saying.
That makes sense. A dude that drinks mayo in his coffee seems like a good fit in Indianapolis.
Definitely. They gotta be trying to trade it. They're down to 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, this screams. If they were going to take Anderson, I feel like they would have already been up there. But this is definitely screaming. We're looking to trade this pick. I'm just curious to see who they traded to.
Hold on, Chef just cutting people off.
That means there's going to be a trade.
Houston just traded to number 3.
The country as people
What?
their mock draft.
Houston just came up. They got to be taking Anderson.
Meanwhile,
Back to back. I mean,
I'm not sure if this is
all
where
right.
The Arizona Cardinals expected to go. So how does this affect them at 3?
Randy, we're going to have another trade with Houston.
Holy cow.
To number 3, it looks like, to trade up to the Arizona spot.
Bro, what if
Houston's going to move in to number 3.
they were like, hey,
Get number
we've heard
2,
they're leaning
number
offense.
3,
Well,
and
they
have
were,
Wentz pick
and now
the
they're
top
back to lean
Right.
defense.
in the
So they got.
The Houston Texans are moving right back.
Yo, this
up to number
is
3.
an aggressive move that to me shows that Houston's like, hey,
2023
we want to win now. We're tired of this losing.
Best defensive player available on the board at number 2. Now they'll have the opportunity.
What a move.
Yeah, that's impressive. I would not have expected that. I knew that they were going to trade that pick, but man, the Bears should have just.
Maybe Houston will trade. You know, they've been chopping DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe Houston will trade for him back.
Maybe you add him.
Oh,
to the
it's got to
weapons.
be Anderson. He's buttoning up his suit.
Yeah. Well, okay, so now
Nick Saban sitting right next to him.
that's kind of now we're kind of in that order, right? So it just was a little different. So there's still 2 quarterbacks. Indy's going to take one of those quarterbacks.
Does that open up a quarterback for Vegas?
If they get past if they got to get past Detroit from the Rams.
Detroit
pick.
says they're not taking a quarterback.
Right. That's where I could see Jalen Carter going. And if Jalen Carter
Seattle,
goes there,
Detroit, Vegas. What a move.
yeah, I can't believe that. That's
Wow. The only way that would have went better for them was if they got Bryce Young at 2.
yeah. I feel like they're just mocking our show.
Are you like trying to mock me? I kind of understand.
I just wanted to use that drop, but so Anderson's the pick for them, I'm assuming. Dude, my freaking microphone's like the 3rd time I almost knocked this over.
Yo, I cannot stand Booger McFarland.
I don't like him either. I didn't like
He
him
just said
when he was Monday night.
He just said, well, they're going to have to use Will Anderson the right way. They're going to have to put him on the edge and let him get after the quarterback. What else would you do with him? Like everybody wants Will Anderson so he can rush the passer.
Right. Like I just what if I don't know. What if they pick a lineman, offensive lineman, just to protect the quarterback? Like we got to get some line help.
Oh, now Greeny just said, what if it's Jalen Carter?
I hope not.
It can't be. He was
If
buttoning
it's
buttoning
Jalen
his suit.
Carter. I mean, they have a history with guys being.
Dude, it's got to be Will Anderson.
Could it be Jalen Carter?
Where is this guy? Come on, Kamish. There he is. I see you now.
But talent is not one of them. We're going to find out right now. Here's Roger Goodell with the 3rd pick.
Here
The
it
Arizona
comes.
Cardinals have traded the 3rd pick.
I want to
the
see what they
Houston
traded.
Texans.
That's
With
what I
the
want to
3rd
know.
pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah. All right.
Linebacker, Alabama.
I am interested to see what they traded away because to jump from 12 to 3, that's a big time jump. So you have to be thinking they gave away quite a bit to get.
They had to get Arizona to go all the way back to 12.
Right. But maybe
It's
Arizona
not like
just
you
has
went from 2 to 3. You went from 12 to 3.
right. But maybe Arizona just has no clue what they want to do. So they're like, well, the further back we go, the better it'll shake out for us because eventually
Maybe they'll pull the old New England trick and they'll trade back like 3 times.
Oh man. What's the most trade backs there's ever been in? 3, I think. is
Now that's
the most.
interesting. Will Anderson has 0 forced fumbles in his career, or 1 forced fumble in his college career. They're about to show his highlights.
Giving that big old bear hug.
I think you look at the AFC in general, we talk about chasing Trevor, you got to get after the quarterback. So now they have their quarterback in C.J. Stroud. Now they get a guy who can attack those quarterbacks in the ACC and in their division with Trevor Lawrence. Will Anderson, too, you look at the way he uses his hands, the way he uses that length, the stunts, the twist, beating a guy out of the stance. He can do that on occasion at the collegiate level. He did that more than one time. He did that a ton of times at the collegiate level. In the NFL against the best in the business, whether he can do it without being benefiting from, as I say, Nick Saban and the stunts and the twist, We will see. Winning those one-on-ones, can he do that? He's going to give you everything he has. He's got passion for the game. He uses those hands, those strong hands very well. He has those long arms, which you want in an elite pass rusher. And this is a kid, the production, I don't know if anybody in college football over the next years is going to match what he did at Alabama the last 2 seasons.
And he's going to rush in a different type of way. We're used to guys coming off the edge with speed. This is more of a power.
This dude, I can't stand him. Listen to what he says.
A guy that can use his hands, a guy that can get up under offensive tackles. He's going to set the edge. I talked to one GM. Is he a home run? He may never be a home run. He'll be an 8 to 10 sack guy, but he'll be a solid double. And for Houston, for an organization that's been through so much, he will set the foundation on the defensive side of the ball of somebody. This is how we play.
I do think that Houston, if you think back on their drafts, do have a history of trying to have somebody on defense that's like their, go-to. This is our superstar.
Yeah, it was Mario Williams, then it was J.J. Watt.
Right.
I laugh when he says, well, he might not ever be a home run, but a solid double. You don't trade up from 12 to 3 to get a double.
For a double. Nope. That's a home run type of swing. And if you're not swinging for the fences, I don't know. I don't think I would have traded from 12 to 3. Hold on. More news.
Chester, what can you tell us?
Well, Green, we have the Indianapolis Colts coming.
This is interesting.
And their off-season has been all about getting a quarterback. Now, keep in mind, the quarterback coach that they hired as their head coach was Shane Steichen. And who did he work with in Philadelphia? Jalen Hurts. Who did he bring the best out of?
Anthony Richardson.
So he would be looking for a quarterback that could do similar things. But the Colts are expected to take a quarterback, and Shane Steichen, their new head coach, is going to loom large in this decision.
Okay, so that's something to keep a close eye.
Pick is in. Yo, all of a sudden it's Fast and Furious. I like it. We waited 20 minutes for the draft
got
to
big
start.
WA on his suit coat.
It means they just see how special I am. I'm so appreciative of the whole coaching staff, the GM, the owner. Thank you for this opportunity. You won't regret it. I'm going to go and work my butt off every day, stay true to who I am. And, man, to my family, thank y'all.
I love that attitude, though, for real.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Jalen Carter that's so skeptical is can he be a guy that's going to –
Yo, I can't believe Houston just picked 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah. It's impressive. That's a ballsy move. I don't know if I could have done that.
I mean, we still haven't seen what they gave up. I'm still waiting to see what they gave up. Did they give up the farm for him, or?
I mean, you would think that they gave up probably a 2nd round this year.
Yo, Jim Irsay looks oldish and just
dying.
Not healthy
right
now.
He looks dying. Yeah. Let's see. Where is he?
They're about to show it.
Think that might suit Anthony Richardson before one would think Will Levis.
Also did a great job as the OC with the Chargers with Justin Herbert when he had 31 touchdown passes, most ever by a rookie in the National Football League. Jalen Hurts, 18 rushing touchdowns, most ever by an NFL.
If you keep it playing, I'm pretty sure we know who the pick is.
Big arm. And Herbert is one with the guy who's a dual threat in Jalen Hurts.
They have tried so many different ways in Indianapolis with veterans, and it just hasn't happened for them.
Yeah. That smile says it all.
The smile and the eyebrow raise.
I thought Richardson would go a little further back, but now number 4 was I thought Will Levis.
Rodgers at the podium.
He might fall back quite a bit.
One would assume we're about to see the future of quarterback play in Indianapolis selected here in this draft. At this moment, we've seen 2 quarterbacks go off the board in the first 3 picks. Are we about to see the 3rd? Here's the commissioner.
With the 4th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Anthony Richardson.
Now that's a surprise, I think, right? That would be a surprise. Well, the Houston jumping up is a surprise.
I really like this kid.
Richardson, a lot of upside and a lot of work to be done for a young man who grew up right there in Gainesville, Florida. Only started 13 games in his college career. The one everyone remembers was the opener in September when he ran for 3 touchdowns in a wild upset win over.
I had texted you about the Hulu.
With some highs and more than a few.
So it logged out, so I don't know. I thought it did too when I walked in. But I couldn't get into Hulu, so I had to come in here.
I think with his running skills, he's going to be
Okay.
All right, so Ooh,
And
excuse me.
Angela's over here yawning.
It's gonna be a long night. I knew it was gonna be a long night, man. I'm trying to get away from coffee a little bit, so
Yeah.
I
haven't had a pop in like a month.
I haven't
Except for
really.
I think like
didn't
once
drink
I had
coffee
a
today.
Baja Blast.
And that usually kind of at least spikes me up a little bit, but
Yeah.
all right. So now who's on the board? The Seahawks, right?
The Seahawks. I mean, this is one of them spots. It could be Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I doubt that they're going to pick a quarterback at this spot because they
You
still
know, it
have.
could be the kid
Wayne.
from Texas Tech, the edge.
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Is it Tyree?
Tyree Wilson. That's somebody I would like the Bears to get. I don't know. I think.
Yo, they're showing Richardson right now. I like this kid a lot.
4-4 speed. You see the size, you see the speed.
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
strong. He's fast.
He
We
does
got
have
an arm.
some edges that need to be sanded down, but
Yeah, for sure. He reminds me of a raw Cam Newton,
yeah, good call.
but faster.
And he's probably bigger too.
But how can a guy who's 6'4",
I think he's like what 6'4".
6'4", yeah.
You talk about the 13 stars.
Damn, man, he's fast.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's so big and so fast, and with the long legs.
I mean, not gonna. Obviously, these are his highlights, right? So
Right.
they're
You're
gonna
supposed
look
to look
good.
good.
But from what I watched just now, the kid's got the ability to escape the pocket pretty well, which, you know, depending on how
The NFL comp they just gave for him was Donovan McNabb.
I wouldn't be happy if that was my.
They said Richardson has elite mobility.
Yeah, I just heard Louis Riddick say that of Donovan.
Yeah.
On TV, what the part of this pro day. This ball, it's like he's throwing a Nerf ball. It's like he's throwing a kid's ball, man. And I've watched Donovan McNabb year after year in Philadelphia throw the football. And I'm telling you, with those big giant arms and big forearms that he had, the ball just flew out of his hand. It was effortless.
So we get to number 5 now. We get to Seattle.
Yeah. So now Seattle.
And then if you're Seattle, like, I mean, Gino's the guy. Like after 1 year,
how do you say Gino's the guy?
After
man?
1 year,
Yeah,
Gino's the guy.
He had one good season. Like, I get it. Comeback player, cool. Rah, rah, rah. But, like, was it just 1 year? Or, like, do you believe that that's something that can sustain? It's he's not young. Like, he's an
like
older
30-something years old.
It's pretty old for a quarterback nowadays, you know? So,
No, I'm agreeing with you. Like,
yeah.
he's in his 30s. Like, even if you are stumbling upon something, like it ain't like he's 25 years old.
No, he's not. It's even if you stick with him next year, you would still, in my opinion, want to look towards getting a quarterback for the season after, even if you're going to have him just sit behind Gino. But I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. If they take Jalen Carter, that gives us a lot to talk about the Bears here.
I don't think it's Jalen Carter. You're down to 2:35 on the clock.
Think it's a trade?
No, but I think like if you had Jalen Carter as the guy on your board,
yeah, you would have.
Then I think it's an easy pick. But then again, at this point, you're only 4 guys have been taken. So
right, and 3 of them were
quarterbacks. So if you're not taking quarterback, you didn't have a quarterback on your board. The only guy off is Will Anderson, which you figured he was going to go before you.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Is it a commercial?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a little bit of time.
They're down to 2 minutes though.
It'll
Still
be
no
interesting.
picking.
I'm not. I feel like Jalen Carter has to be the guy here because what else? I mean, they do need offensive line help too.
My thing is I think it'll be defense. I think it's either going to be Jalen Carter or another defensive lineman. But my thing is, so let's say Seattle doesn't go quarterback, Detroit doesn't go quarterback, Vegas doesn't go quarterback, Atlanta is not going to go quarterback. They took Ritter.
Right.
The Bears aren't going quarterback at 9. Does somebody then make a trade with the Bears trying to move up to take Levis at 9?
Yeah, but then how far back would the Bears have to go? You know what I mean? I think
Maybe it's only 11. Tennessee wanted to move up to 3 to get a quarterback.
Maybe that's maybe they're trying
Tennessee
to move up right
moves
now.
up to 9 then to take Will Levis at 9.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. Get a couple extra.
And then all you
picks.
got to do is go back from 9 to 11 and add, say, a second-round pick.
Right. You get a second-round pick. So now you pick your.
Especially if it's, say, the 11th, because they pick 11th. If it's the 11th pick of the second round,
right.
That's not that bad.
No, that gives you a little bit of
Pick is in for the Seahawks. It's still a commercial, though. They used almost the whole clock. But I'm just saying, like, if Will Levis makes it to 9, I feel like that's an easy trade there.
DirecTV is a leader in sports, but Jeff doesn't have DirecTV, so he's watching baseball.
I think this will be real telling on what the Bears do. If they take Jalen Carter, which I don't know if that's the route they would go, but it will be.
Did you hear about this Eagles and Cardinals thing?
No.
Adam Schefter, Eagles and Cardinals settled a tampering investigation today involving the hiring of former Philadelphia defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon as Arizona's head coach. Per sources, Eagles have traded the number 94 pick in this draft and a 2024 fifth-round pick to the Cardinals for pick number 66 in this draft.
What?
I'm assuming they're saying that Arizona tampered with Gannon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, doesn't that happen all the time? Like,
it does.
So they wound up having to trade the 66th overall pick to Philadelphia for the number 94 and a 2024 fifth-round pick. The pick is in. Mel Kiper's best available. Jalen Carter, number 2, Will Levis. Bijan Robinson, number 3.
I mean, I could see them taking Robinson. They love running backs up there.
Yeah, but they got Kenneth Walker. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
He had that big year. Here comes Roger.
All right, let's see.
In front of them. So do they go on the defensive side of the ball? Could this be a spot for Jalen Carter? His name has been linked to Seattle over the course.
Whoa!
Find out. I see the commissioner making his way. Number 5, Seattle. And here's Roger Goodell.
Interesting.
25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Devin Witherspoon, cornerback, Illinois.
Okay. I think that's kind of early, but
I mean, they had him somewhere in like that 5 to 8 range.
I think that opens the door here for Detroit.
I think a lot of people liked him at 10 to Philadelphia.
I feel like that opens the door for
Jalen Carter?
Yeah, for Detroit to take Carter. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Kind of hoping I am wrong. But
you better buckle your chin strap. You probably better put a mouthpiece in if you're an offensive player when Devin Witherspoon is on the field. Because this first play you're about to see, folks.
Let's see some of these highlights.
Recognition and physicality and finish that you will see a cornerback make. Just watch that.
Oh man, he smashed that dude.
First play of the game.
Boom! Heck yeah! All right, I'd have taken him. I'd be happy if he was on the Bears.
U of I too.
Let's see, press coverage. Oh, he's pretty solid. Hey, he said, "I got it." I like that he fights for the ball though while it's in the air.
Yeah, he's physical for sure.
Ball away, he will finish on it. Not just with PBUs, but he's someone who can come down with the football. Or
Yeah,
he can
I like these.
Somebody on Facebook land said Carter's falling.
I think that's Tarbill. He always does this.
He always
does this.
Tells everybody to link their stuff, and he doesn't do it himself.
Nope, just kidding. It's my friend Mike. After I've told him 6 million times to go to YouTube, also. But hey, it's Mike. See, I knew. Hey, Mike,
So
I know.
we're now with 3 picks left before the Bears.
Yep.
Detroit, Vegas, and Atlanta.
Yep. Atlanta, I could see offensive linemen for
I
them.
see. That's what I think. I think it's easily an offensive lineman for Atlanta, but I keep seeing the last couple of days, everybody says all the
Bijan
mocks have
Robinson?
Bijan Robinson
Yeah.
going to Atlanta.
I mean,
But they just got Allgeier last year. I feel like he was fine.
I think, I don't know. You have a guy in Ritter who you're not 100% sure on, so you give him a running back that can take some of the pressure off of him.
I mean, you better be sure of him. You drafted him in the top 10 last year?
Yeah. But maybe they're not sold quite yet. There we go. Good job, Mike. Thanks for jumping on YouTube.
I really, really hope they don't take Carter. This Dan
That
Arnold,
would suck.
whatever the dude's name is, the coach there, man. He's Jalen Carter's like his type of dude.
Well, yeah, and then then the Bears have to worry about him
Right.
all the time.
Now, not only do we not get him on the Bears, we got to block him too.
Right, with a suspect offensive line already. So, this was the spot right here that I was worried about him going, was to Detroit.
Well, I'm hoping Detroit just then takes Christian Gonzalez, who I think from what I've heard, they liked him more than Weatherspoon.
Maybe that does help out a little bit, where it's like, okay, yeah, like my boy Mike said, imagine Carter and then you got Hutchinson too, like that defense is going to be quarterback hungry for sure.
So before Detroit picks and we risk losing Jalen Carter, what if the Bears were to take Jalen Carter at 9?
Yeah.
And then figure out a way to trade with Washington for Chase Young.
Now, I thought about that all day today. And part of me was like, what would you have to give up? And then I heard that some crazy thing, like they wanted a first and a second rounder for him. No shot.
No, I wouldn't do that for sure.
Dude
But
can't
I
stay
would
healthy.
give up like a second this year, though.
I mean, don't they have a second and 24? No, 25.
Yeah, I would
I
imagine.
give up that second and a third this year for him.
Yeah, I mean, that would be ideal, but you're talking about Chase Young's what, 24 years old?
Yeah, and he's only played 12 games the last 2 years, so his body is, I mean, it's beat up because he was injured, but it doesn't have the football miles.
Right. And everybody comes back from ACL nowadays.
Right.
Unless you're Lonzo Ball, who just can't get his knee right to save his career.
Or the Bulls season. Hey, but you know what? I'm happy. I live up here, so let me tell you, the fact that Wisconsin fans lost Aaron Rodgers and the Bucks got bounced in the first round all in 1 week.
Did you hear Giannis post-game?
Yeah. How ridiculous.
Like, what a douchebag.
Right. Oh, Michael Jordan played 15 years and only won 6. Did you think he considered the 9 that he did? Yes, I do think Michael Jordan
That's what I
considered
said
the 9
today,
years
too.
that
I
he
said, I
didn't
guarantee
win
if
as
you
a
asked
failure.
Michael Jordan, he would tell you those 9 seasons were failures.
Exactly. Because why else are you playing the game if the goal isn't to win a championship? Every year is a failure.
Lions made a trade.
Really?
The Cardinals.
What? Doug, what? I don't understand what is happening right
We're
now.
back in Kansas City. When we went to commercial, we told you the Lions
I
were on
don't
the clock.
understand.
Adam Schefter is going to tell you why that is no longer the case. Schefter,
We're doing the fireworks are exploding. We have another trade. The
What? Listen to this.
Up to 6. So to recap, Arizona started the night at 3, traded to 12, and now is traded back up to 6 while getting an extra 1 next year from Houston. And they have wanted to protect Kyler Murray and make sure that he is a top
So wait,
priority.
they
I will
moved
not be
back
surprised
to get that
if it's not
extra
the
first
attack.
for next year,
all right, and so we see
and now they're
Arizona
moving
now
up.
at a very active night.
To get an offensive lineman, you could get an
That you
offensive
could have
lineman
got
at
at 12.
12.
Folks be expecting them to go.
Want the pure offensive tackle? It's Paris Johnson Jr. You want the versatile
I did
guy,
not think
Peter
that the
Schwartz.
Lions
You want a
would.
versatile, it's moving
Here it
inside,
is. Here it is.
guard center, which he hadn't done. He's been a left tackle. You want a guy that's been a left tackle for 1 year and a right guard for 1 full year. It's Paris Johnson Jr., who was the
That-
number 1 player in the state of Ohio coming out.
They
of
gave
high
up. They gave up this. Here it is.
Yeah.
Offensive line. If you're an offensive line coach, you couldn't draw up. An offensive
That's
lineman
all
with
they
7'7",
had to give up
6'6"
to
and a
move
half,
that far
3'13",
forward.
with incredibly long arms.
Swap the picks this year, and then you got a second round next year.
No, second round this year.
Oh, my
The
bad.
34th.
I have
pick.
bad eyes.
It's the 3rd overall pick in the second round.
In the National Football League. If you're going to start somewhere, start at left tackle, protecting your quarterback coming off the.
So is this this offensive line, right?
According to Adam Schefter.
Yeah, they're pretty certain.
Move back up and pick up extra draft capital along the way. Will they go off?
Maybe they're going to take Bijan Robinson.
Surprise in this 2020.
Who do they have at running back?
To find out.
James Conner.
Pick here in Arizona. I see the
Exactly.
commissioner making
Who?
his way
Exactly.
To the stage. Here he comes. It's Roger Goodell with
Hmm.
Arizona.
Interesting.
The Detroit Lions have traded the 6th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Paris Johnson Jr., Ohio State.
Okay. Do you think this is a scenario where
For this former 5-star
the Cardinals traded with Detroit and gave them DeAndre Hopkins?
No, you saw the trade.
Oh yeah, that's true. It would have popped up. You're right.
This is their first offensive lineman.
Okay, well, forget that. Here's some of his highlights. I like this part.
They
Let's see the
say
highlights.
so. Everything about him is he's got everything but strength,
Well, that's kind of important though when you're an offensive lineman, isn't it?
especially a left tackle in the
Right.
NFL.
Right, like, I'm big. I got good footwork, but I can't stop anyone. All right, awesome.
He's going to try to become and work hard to become a great player. But those technical issues and that lack of experience needs refinement. Coaching is going to be critical to get this kid to be a Pro Bowler in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's only played 13 games at left tackle. You talk to the All-Pro from Cincinnati, Willie Anderson, who trained Paris Johnson all throughout high school. Worked with him.
I don't know, bro. This whole thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
How to set, how to punch for his body, how to use his athleticism. They wanted the best pass blocking left tackle.
Like you might not have been able to get him at 12, but you could have got an offensive lineman at 12 without giving
Yeah.
up the 3rd overall pick of the second round.
Yeah.
Guys who have
The-
great personal
Especially
character and
because,
football
like, I get it. You got the
Coach
first
Ohio State say Paris
next
Johnson
year
is a
from
ready-made pro. He is going to be the
Houston,
first guy
but,
in,
like,
the last guy out. He's going to work on all those
I don't know. I just think that's this has
Did
been a
we
weird.
see? Did they show what they got from Houston?
No, at least I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
But you're right, Mel. He has those long arms, has great inside-outside recovery quickness, and he's going to work at his craft. That's the thing. He's a
Because if you got their second round pick this year, that means you gave up. You could have had the 2nd and 3rd picks in the second round.
Right.
Who are going to set the tone. He will set the tone.
Every year, there's some guys that fall from the out of the first round that you could easily get at 2 and 3 in the second round. That's way
So-
better than.
Realistically, this is shaking up pretty well in the Bears' favor for them to get
Yeah.
Jalen Carter right now because, all right, so the Raiders are up on the clock right now.
Yeah.
And
You protected Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, and Kyler Murray lobbied the team to come up and get you. So what?
yeah, because he's tired of getting destroyed every week.
Man, I'm just here to work. you
Yeah,
know?
they convinced him to.
I
They say,
don't
hey,
have
go
to
get
work,
this
you know,
guy.
I'm
Yeah,
here to work, I'm
I
here to
don't
compete,
want to
and
get
I think
murdered on the
that's what
field.
all the fans to be able to expect.
All right, so Raiders are next. What are their big needs? Probably
Everything.
offensive line.
Everything except for running back and wide receiver and defensive end.
So you think corner?
I mean, you need 2 defensive ends. So just because you got Crosby at one side doesn't mean maybe it's Tyree from Texas Tech.
Yeah. But I mean, they are the Raiders, so if they're going to pick anybody,
I mean, they could probably use a corner too. Christian Gonzalez is still there.
Jalen Carter kind of seems like he fits the mold on that one, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you got Christian Gonzalez there, Skoronski.
What if they get? What if they trade back with the Texans?
They could trade back.
Or the Titans, I mean.
What if they go quarterback?
We got another Facebook user here. They're picking Carter. Stop all that talk. I wish I knew who this Facebook guy was. We found out who the one was, but
I wish people wouldn't spoil things because we know people are ahead of us.
Yeah. Maybe he's just guessing.
Maybe. I mean, I could see them going Christian Gonzalez.
I mean, I'm listening to it on the other end, and that's what they're talking about right now, right? Is that Christian Gonzalez makes sense for them?
I mean, they definitely need to get better at corner.
The pick in yet? No, not yet.
Yo, Paris Johnson got a big Arizona Cardinals hat on. Like the oversized hat.
This is a guy named Michael on Facebook. Michael, head over to our YouTube channel, man. We'll be able to throw you up there so you get the recognition on your takes. Otherwise, I forget what Tarbill says all the time about letting StreamYard do whatever it's going to do with your stuff.
Maybe I have a buddy, Mike. Maybe it's Mike Schweiss.
Nope.
It's not Mike Schweiss?
Nope.
You know who it is?
No, I don't know. There's somebody that follows us on Facebook.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Maybe it's my buddy Mike Schweiss.
Pick is still not in, huh?
If it is Mike Schweiss, you should have hopped on and had your opinion.
The pick is it. Yo, if anybody wants to hop on when their team's up, I'll take it.
I tell my boy Mike he needs to hop on.
If they want to pop
time.
up, I'll throw the link out there, and y'all can come in and say what's up. And
pick just went in. Don't say nothing, Big Mike.
Don't say nothing.
But I just wonder how they feel about.
All right, so the pick is in.
The fact that in the secondary and in the division where they need some people who can pick off the quarterback, they're trying to take down Mahomes and Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. We had talked about maybe it's too that foot injury. Absolutely, November that foot injury may be a reason why he's shot. Because they can certainly use him. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on Carter with the Jalen Carter with the character concern, and my guy Will Levis. We talk about slip sliding away, right? Paul signed in 1977.
Mike knows what's up. He said no spoils. No spoils. That's what I like, man. No spoiler alerts.
Yo, the NFL takes so long. I'm about to start eating my chips.
He was number 2 in the country. He has some unique things. This is one of those times where I'll tell you what, Josh McDaniels has to get with his medical.
Oh, Raiderettes.
Say, hey, look, just tell me what we're dealing with here. When will he be ready? What could be the possibility of him?
Who are the Las Vegas Raiders going to pick? Jalen Carter, to me, seems like the obvious choice here because they just like character issue people, man. Like,
can y'all up the sound on the draft?
Yeah.
They've taken 5
Hold up.
defensive backs in the first round in the previous 10 years, which is tied for the most in the NFL.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, yeah, but I hear it in here all the time.
Oh.
So, like, I have it a little lower so that I can hear it while
I got you.
I'm talking with you, too, so it's not just the draft.
Christian Gonzalez had 4 interceptions. He had 0 at Colorado, so he showed the ball skills.
Did Roger Goodell get lost?
Probably. You're probably out there doing high fives and stuff.
Oh, there he is.
I mean, just think about it. You have Max Crosby.
Asking you shall receive.
And you still finished 27th in sacks. So you know that right now.
They didn't get a lot out of Chandler, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why pass rusher has to be in consideration here.
This will be. Here's what I will say: no matter
You're
who it
welcome,
is, he will
Brent.
get
This is
booed
what we
in
do
this
here.
city.
We please our
Very little
listeners.
question, the fans in Kansas City.
Remember what I said right before when they announced this pick.
With the 7th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson, defensive end,
Okay.
Texas Tech.
Okay. That was another guy I wanted the Bears to
All right,
take.
so there he is, a transfer from Texas A&M. He had a huge final season, 7
But-
sacks, 15.5 tackles.
I thought he had Raiders written all over him.
Pressures
What's up,
before
Michael? Thanks for
breaking
jumping
the
in on
foot in
the
November. He was the Red
show
Raiders'
tonight.
First team All-American
I
since 2018. Mel, 6'6",
That was a
270,
shakeup. It
and
was.
every
I
scouting
think.
report begins with a long
I
arm.
think this
Yes,
is literally
long arm.
just
You talk
shaped
about
for the
6'6",
Bears to
271
have the
and the
perfect
long arms in the league.
opportunity
He has began his career at
to
Texas
take
A&M. Left Texas
Jalen
A&M
Carter.
after redshirt there,
Unless,
but he won the
hear
field
me
in
out,
2019.
right?
He had 1.5
Something
sacks,
crazy
3 tackles
happens.
for loss, goes to Texas Tech. He had
And
some really impressive performances.
the
Now,
Bears
Big 12
get an
is a
offer
really
to
good
increase
offensive
to
tackle.
11.
He's beaten up on some, I call them the AOGs, right? Another
I
occupation
might
guys.
take a
In the
chance,
NFL,
move
that's
back
not
2
gonna be the
spots, and
case.
hope that he's still
Tyree
there at
Wilson,
11.
That injury November 12th, non-contact. He's left defensive end on that play, and a pass rush fell to the ground in pain. Broken
Unless
bone.
Atlanta takes him, he went to Georgia.
Dropped him into coverage.
Yeah, but they have so many other needs. And
Mhm.
besides, wasn't Robinson's projected to go here?
Who?
To Atlanta.
Who? Bijan?
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I've seen in mocks.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said, you need 2 defensive ends.
So Mike wants to know if we think they go Levis. I don't.
No
They
way.
They were pretty set on Ritter being their quarterback next season. Now, I mean,
Mhm.
anybody can say that.
Yeah,
Leading
but I mean,
up to the draft.
you drafted him early in the first round last year.
Right.
And you made the move from Mariota to him.
Right.
Like, he only had a few games. Can you imagine Tennessee stands pat at 11 and still gets Levis?
I mean, that's a real possibility right now. Because after
is
the
in.
Bears, who is it? The Eagles? I don't
Yep.
think they take a quarterback, obviously.
Pick is in. Just got to make it through one more pick. I think Atlanta goes wide receiver.
Jackson Smith.
I mean, who else do they have other than Drake London?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They do have a who's the tight end that's trash right now?
He's not trash, but Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I mean he's not trash, but he definitely needs a quarterback that's going to
throw him the ball.
Yeah. Facts. Yo, Guardians of the Galaxy! I can't wait for this movie. Here's a little, I throw the last little bit of the trailer up there for y'all to see.
Something good, something bad, with a happy ending.
Happy ending. Deshaun Watson's favorite. He'll love this movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Only Peters May 5th. Tickets on sale now.
Yo, I'm going to see that. I went to see a movie, actually. I know this is NFL talk right now, but I went to go see a movie. Renfield, the new Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. It was great. If you guys like Nicolas Cage and funny, I think that's a banger, as the kids say nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Pitts. Yep, that's who Turtle was saying. And I did see a lot that Robinson would go to the Eagles if he was available, because realistically, what does that team really need?
Didn't they sign somebody?
They might have, but is he going to be the caliber of him?
I mean, I thought they signed like a starter though.
Well, they got who? Scott, didn't he play pretty well?
Yeah, but
he was the majority of the carries during the Super Bowl, wasn't he?
Rashad Penny.
Yeah. You're right. That I would take Robinson over him any day.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Penny can't stay healthy.
Right. And that's the thing though about running backs, man, is they get beat up so badly. Like, I wouldn't personally take a running back. Sorry if I'm yelling. I have the draft in my ear that's just like going right now. All these commercials because Brent needed me to turn it up instead of just turning his TV up. But hey, whatever. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, running backs. I wouldn't take a running back at all in the first round. That's just me.
But if you're Philadelphia, you've got you such a good team.
Right. What do you really – I mean, you could start getting a little younger on your offensive line.
And then you can go get a guy like Bijan Robinson who makes your offense even better.
All right, so Atlanta's pick is in.
I'll try not to give it away.
This thing is Sweet Caroline. I love it. Kamish is making his way. I got it.
Here in Kansas City, the defending Super Bowl champs hosting this year's NFL draft. And the commissioner enjoying a little Sweet Caroline. He seems to enjoy the Neil Diamond, and who among us does not?
So, all you guys watching right now, is the video feed good? This is the first time we've done this, so I just want to know, if
it's perfect.
Is it?
For
Okay,
the
cool.
Atlanta Falcons pick, I'm joined by Chris and Shane from Big Brothers Big Sisters.
It's just as clear as watching my TV.
Chris and Shane are a true testament to the power of mentorship. The NFL and its teams.
Oh, I forgot Green Bay picked 13.
Big Sisters of America is part of our work on social justice through our initiative, Inspire Change. The Falcons are big-time supporters of the organization, and they're thrilled to have Chris and Shane making their pick. Okay, guys, take it away.
Let's go. Who is it? This is big. This is big. And the Bears.
Wow.
They're hyped right now. I need the Bears.
Well, all fantasy players just went crap.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft,
Who is it?
the Atlanta Falcons select Bijan Robinson.
All right,
running
so
back, Texas.
I told y'all I thought that could be a spot that he goes. So
Smith
now
Wow.
the question remains,
In a
ladies and
word,
gentlemen.
Bijan Robinson.
Now we go Bears, right? Because let's watch. You want to watch the whole thing? The whole, yeah. We'll do that. Bears are on the clock. We'll just play the whole thing. Everybody can watch. But we can talk about it, Let's.
Tucson, Arizona, Mel.
Now you're in an interesting spot if you're the Bears.
Player of the year, Lewis.
Is there a
Bijan
team
Robinson,
that's a
8
few
to
picks
Atlanta.
back
Look, he's the total package now.
that
He's got instincts, vision, strength, jump
would
coverage,
want to
Oh
jump
my
in-
God!
attack, home run, speed, catch the ball in
What?
the backfield. You name it, he's got it. He's got it all. And look, Arthur Smith, the head coach,
Keep watching.
is going to say, hey, look, I need a bell cow. I need a guy who can
Let's
do it. Look at
go.
The Bears
One, two,
traded?
three.
Oh, look. Wait.
Stiff arm again. Sit down.
Oh,
Get off of me.
snap.
I mean, he can do
To
it
the
all.
Eagles.
Contact balance.
Only
He's gonna
moving
need
one
this.
spot back.
Atlanta really didn't play up
But
the ball
who
last
for
year.
what
But just
though?
look at this
What do
guy
the Eagles
just
need?
bounced
That
off
maybe
this young
because
man.
is there
Look,
another
he's
running back on the board?
215 pounds at 5'11".
No,
Jamar
you
Gibbs,
wouldn't
he
trade up
couldn't
for
be
a
going
running
right
back.
now.
The way you want a
What do
running
you
back to be
what do you
built.
bump
He
up
can
for
catch the
though?
ball out of the backfield.
Either Jalen Carter or got to be an offensive lineman, or maybe it's Christian Gonzalez.
I wonder if the Bears were like, "Hey, who are you taking here?"
And the pick's in already.
Yeah.
In there, sink his rear end. hit
To
it
me,
right and go
I don't
low
think the
high,
Bears make
stick and
this
stay,
trade.
And then the big playability.
If they wanted Jalen Carter, they don't make this trade, right? Now, if they were going to go a different route, then yeah, I think they make this trade. But
Bijan can do all that. I'm telling you, this is an Arthur Smith pick. He needed that belt.
I'm a
Now, he
little
just
worried
haven't
about
won.
Carter, man. You hear a
Now,
lot
Uh-oh.
about
Because his football idol is
Uh-oh.
All right. Don't tease me. Don't tease me.
Shefty has more breaking news.
Turtle,
Shefty.
stop teasing
Well,
me.
Brady, the Philadelphia Eagles have moved up to number 9 here. And again, we look at the board. Jalen Carter is the number 1 player on Mel's board. And if we go back to where he played at college, he played with the Eagles picks last year, Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean.
Come
Eagles have done a lot
on.
of work on him. This is later than people thought Jalen Carter would go. We'll see if he winds up being the pick.
I don't like the
All right, so
Jalen
again,
Carter
this is that
talk,
9 spot that
but
originally had been possessed by Carolina. They traded.
So does
I don't
that
know.
mean if they go Carter, do you go Skoronski?
Here to Philadelphia.
I mean,
And
I
we
would go
talked
back
about
further
he
if
had the
that's me. If
leadership.
they pick Carter,
Who's
I'm going
there?
back a
Jordan
little bit
Davis.
further.
Jordan Davis played for now.
Because you
Green
still
Day,
have a
Jalen
couple
Carter,
solid
the Philadelphia
offensive
Eagles.
linemen on the
How
board.
ironic would it be if the Eagles go back and try to recreate the tandem that was at Georgia, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, Mel?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Atlanta. This Bijan
man.
Robinson pick, I'm not going to let that go.
I need to know what the Bears got so I can figure out if I'm upset about it or not.
Right. I mean, you think I'm assuming they probably got the second round this year.
They drafted Kyle
But
Pitts,
isn't that going to be
they drafted
later
Drake
because
London.
they were in the
Algier
Super Bowl?
had a good back. This defense still has major issues. I think it's an interesting pick because Derrick Henry.
Unless they're
but I
trying
get
to move
that
up
is
to
a
like,
luxury pick when you got a really good
or they're
back.
trying,
Now,
they're going to
hey,
use those
if
2
Saquon
picks to move
Barkley,
up
I get it.
again
If
later.
they're not, then you already
I don't
got
know.
back to Algier, and you
This
got
has been a
Christian
wild
Gonzalez,
first
one of
round,
my
right?
targets, sitting
We
there
thought
for
it was going to
Big
be
time.
boring.
But to that point with Atlanta, nobody ran the
We
football.
were like,
National
oh
Football
yeah, it's
League
going to be
more
no
than
We were
problem.
we were through 2 picks and we were like,
We were like,
Let's
everything's in
talk.
chaos.
I think it's a
It's
combination
pure
between
chaos at this
Saquon
point,
Barkley and
man.
Christian McCaffrey, because
everything
he's
since has been
receiver
chaotic.
on the team.
That, I mean,
think
for
that's too
real.
much to pass
You know
up,
what? And you know, look, I think we
It
forget
wouldn't
just how
surprise me right now
Saquon
if
was
the
like
Bears
one of
traded
one type
back
of
again.
talent.
If
Like
Jalen
Adrian
Carter
Peterson,
gets
those type
picked,
of
Especially
guys
like
that
to 11.
discuss-
yeah,
I'm
for
with you,
and
man.
give
Mel's converted.
give the
Yeah.
Titans the
I'm one of these
opportunity to
guys
come
that
up and get
believe-
Levis.
All you guys
but-
got to do is like keep giving us second round picks.
Yeah, I'll take second round.
You can get
Yo,
running
so
backs
my buddy
who are gonna
Mike
be
and I,
Pro
right?
Bowlers,
We
who are
play
gonna be MVP
Madden a lot. And
Yeah.
Arthur Smith had
during
one in Derrick Henry.
our
Who's the
drafts,
second
I
rounder?
do
Down
that
in
stuff.
Tennessee.
Like I'll
So
take
he
a
knows.
first round pick, but
I'll tell you what,
I'll trade
moving
back. I'll
forward
get
to
some
this pick here
extra
with Philadelphia,
seconds, some
Right.
thirds,
Just think about
couple fifth,
the
sixth,
veteran
seventh
presence they have on
rounders.
the defensive
I'll do
line.
it again.
It would be
This.
perfect to absorb
That's what you
a
do.
guy like
Build
Jalen
this
Carter.
draft
Fletcher Cox.
capital. Have
Remember that-
47
remember that
picks
name,
next
too.
year.
Guys,
That's
somebody
what the
take us
Bears
down to the
need
stage,
to
and
have
Susie, who's with
by
you,
the end of this
Susie.
night.
Another childhood dream comes true. How does this all tie
All
back
right,
to your
Susie.
granddad, Cleo?
I don't want to hear your talking right now. I just want to see the picks, but
I know. I just want to know what the Bears got.
yeah, you think that would be kind of on the docket. For,
I still don't know what Arizona got from Houston
yeah, they never told us that.
to go from 12 to 3.
Yeah, they never mentioned that. Maybe
Let
it
me see
was
if I can
that
find
bad.
it. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm sure you can on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter though.
Me neither.
I know I got to get back on. I haven't really talked to. I handle the USN Twitter, but on my own personal, nah, I'm barely on there.
There you go. What? Oh, that's garbage.
Wait, the pick is in?
No, this is garbage. That's what the Bears got for this trade.
So, I hope they accept me for me, and it's going to be a great time.
Great.
Welcome to the NFL.
Now I'm be pissed off.
Oh my God! I didn't know this can't be true.
Talking about Philadelphia and them being on the clock right now, and we're having this discussion about Jalen Carter. I mean, just think of some of the other names: Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox,
What?
Hassan Reddick. These guys are.
You couldn't
all
even get
pro.
another
When you
pick
talk about
this
strong
season? Yeah.
So you-
For this year?
They will absolutely take a young player and say, "Hey, look."
I mean, I get
You
it.
give up a
mean-
chance to get Jalen Carter for a 4th round pick next year?
No one's gonna wreck what we got going on here.
I mean, unless they're just not into Jalen Carter. That is a possibility too. Like I know
But
Chicago
still,
sports, on the
you couldn't get like a 5th round pick this year?
I think you probably could have. Maybe not though, because if you think about it,
that they were interested in again, a lot
I
of
think that was a
signals
weird
here
trade in
maybe
general,
pointing
right?
towards
Because
Jalen Carter,
you knew the
who's
Bears
Mel
weren't going to
Kiper's number
take
one player
a running
on
back.
his big board. Mel, that does seem
Right?
the direction
Unless-
that this might make sense here, but
unless-
we've not yet heard
I don't
anything
know.
official.
Eagles
Oh wait, that was
tend to
the
invest in the
Falcons. My bad.
trenches
I gotta
of
wait to see who this
first-round
pick
picks.
is.
That's why I thought it'd be interesting if Bijan was there. Would they take him? Peter Skoronski, offensive lineman out of Northwestern, is the kind of guy.
Son of a-
Obviously,
I
Jalen
know,
Carter in the mix as
stupid
well.
ESPN
Let's find out
spoilers.
now. Here's the commissioner.
Dumb.
The Chicago Bears have traded the 9th pick to the Philadelphia
This is
Eagles.
definition. I'll say after he
With
announces
the 9th
here.
pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter.
So this to me
defensive
is
tackle
a
of
perfect
Georgia.
example of the rich get richer, right? Like
I still can't understand why would you make this trade.
Tackles, caught a touchdown,
that is a
3
very,
sensational
very
seasons at Georgia.
good
A
question.
former five-star
Let me
recruit
look on
out of
Twitter.
Poplar,
Maybe
Florida.
somebody
But as
has
we
an answer
discussed
for me.
earlier,
Like I already now hate this Bears draft already.
pleading no contest to charges of reckless driving and racing stemming from an incident in which 2 people were killed. So this was.
Can I read this to you?
The most difficult
Yeah.
decision.
The Cardinals sent the 3rd overall pick to Houston, who then selected Will Anderson Jr. In return, the Cardinals got the 12th pick, the 33rd pick, which is the second pick of the second round, as well as a 1st and a 3rd round pick in 2024.
Dang, they came up. That's a good trade. And then the Bears get a 4th round pick next year.
So
I mean, I
but-
get it. You only move back 1 spot, but like you couldn't even a 5th round this year is
Well, that's
better
what
than
I'm saying,
a
like,
4th
you
round
couldn't
next
get a
year.
5th round this year? But not only that, but Arizona, they made that trade, then they moved up to take Paris Johnson. They could have had the 2nd and 3rd picks, like I said, of the 2nd round.
Yep.
Yo, I'm so bad right now.
I know now.
The
Bears
Bears
are
pick
on.
is in, by the way.
Of course it is. It's going to be.
Well,
it's going to be what's his name from freaking
Skoronski?
Yeah, it's going to be Skoronski.
So
It's
what
got to
told
be.
me
at
though
this
with
point.
that pick being in so fast is maybe they weren't going to take Carter anyways. But
Yeah.
still, only a 4th next year.
I get that. I feel like you could have probably gotten a little more. But this is definitely an offensive lineman, right? Or, I mean, maybe not. Who are the top edge rushers right now still in the left?
What?
Who are the top defensive linemen left?
First, second, third pick overall guaranteed. The character concerns obviously pushed him down the draft board to a point where the Eagles will invest in the trenches on a
let's
regular
see.
basis and have the strong locker room leadership to make it happen with Jalen Carter.
You know, when I studied this player, to me,
They were
now you
talking
can
about
see
a
jump
guy,
out,
and I was
he's a
at work,
twitched
so I
up
wasn't
version.
really
A
like
guy that can
listening.
rush the passer inside out. And how about the irony?
They
He
were
went
talking
to
about a
Buckeye High School in
guy.
Orlando, Florida. You know who else went there? Warren Sapp. You know who fell in the draft also?
the hell
Warren
was
Sapp.
it?
He's the Hall of Famer. You see the emotion on the young man's face. It means something.
I'm
to
so
us.
frustrated right now.
Let's hope the organization is feeling
I don't even know what to say.
they can take care of this young man because he's got that type of potential. He can play with power. He can play with speed. He dominated when he wanted to. The key is, in the National Football League, you got to be able to do it snap in and snap out. He's about 15 pounds too heavy. He's got
I
to be
don't
in
know.
better
That
shape.
confuses me.
Like he was there.
Yeah, it confuses me right now. Like I liked everything else that Ryan Poles has done so far this offseason,
Can he be that dominant player?
except for that. That just confuses
Subway
me.
is taking us back down to the stage. Susie is with Jalen Carter. Susie.
Jalen, you're arguably the most talented
Unless-
player on the best
Unless
team.
Ryan Pace like snuck in and
Unpredictable.
Unless they
How
take
would
a
you
wide
describe just the
receiver.
range of emotions that you've gone through.
or
over
trade
the
the pick.
You're
I don't know.
gonna
It's a
take a
lot.
wide receiver
It's a
here
lot.
and not have
Thank
another
God. I
pick
wanna thank my mom,
until
thank my family for being out here for me
So-
and supporting me. And
so
it's
far
time to
later.
work.
Like
Eagles got the best defense.
I don't know.
best
Unless
drive. I'm for the
I
show.
don't know, man.
The Eagles guys got
If
on
I'm the Bears,
phone
I'm
with
trying
you
to trade
today.
out of
What
this
did you
pick
tell
right
them?
now.
And I told them they got the best player
The
in the
pick's
job.
in already.
Day one, when I get there, it's time to work, and before they win the Super Bowl.
And you've got former teammates there already. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean, you know, I'm for the come there, talk to them guys, and we for the win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Let's show
I just
you,
want them
Lewis,
to
as
fix
we get your
one of
thoughts here on Jalen Carter.
one of
Let's show you
the lines
just how
right now.
special
Give me
the performance from this
offensive.
young man was.
Give me defensive. Something.
guy,
I was hoping
I'm telling you, it's like
Jalen
a
Carter
man
because they were
playing
just
with
awful
force.
at sacking the quarterback
His
last year.
quickness, when you talked about
God, look at this man. He's just a monster.
I mean, he's going against offensive linemen now who are 310, 315, and he's just throwing them around.
I muted mine so I don't hear it ahead of time. I don't spoil it.
Push him, you get him off balance and jerk him, throw him on the ground. He's got the arm over. He can get on an edge now. He can take an edge and win with it as far as on third down and getting pressure on the quarterback. But I'll tell you what, between him and Jordan Davis now in Philadelphia, when you think of that combination, I can tell you this, Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, the veterans along that defensive line, will get this young man ready to go. They will not allow him to lower the standard in Philly. And if he holds up his end of the bargain, they are monstrous across the D line because it's just highlight after highlight with this guy, Book. That right there.
Yo, I do want to shout out to all the people watching right now. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a lot of viewers, which is pretty sweet.
So they take a strength and they add to it.
When the Bears finally make this selection in 20 years, I'd love to see your guys' comments, what you think about the pick. If anybody wants to hop on and talk about the pick, let me know. I'll send the link out there, and we'll get some people on here to go. You just have to be professional. Well, more professional than Turtle just leaving. He's that mad right now. Forget this.
No, I'm just going. Philadelphia has followed their MO to a T ever since Jeffrey Lurie has owned this team.
I'm so mad right now.
Wait a minute. What the hell just happened?
All right, the Chicago Bears move back one spot, and they're ready to make the 10th pick in this draft after.
I mean, it's got to be Skoronski.
To Philadelphia. Here we go.
With the 10th pick in the 2023.
Unless it's the kid from Tennessee, they like him. They said.
Bears select Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee.
I don't hate it.
So the second tackle of our night.
I don't hate it either, but I thought you could have got him later.
I think so too.
Finishing up a terrific career in which he played a lot and all over the lines. 27 games at right tackle.
I don't like. So if the Bears were going to be able to get like a second round pick instead of that fourth, or even a third round pick this year, I would have been much happier. Unless they're planning on utilizing, because I think now they have 3 fourth round picks next year.
But here's my thing. You didn't make Philadelphia pay to move up at all.
Right. No.
If you want Jalen Carter, you have to come. You have to pay me to come get him.
Right. A guy at that caliber who is considered the best player in this draft, right? And the only reason he fell was because of the off-field problems.
Right.
So now you're going to say, oh, yeah, you can have potentially one of the best players in recent memory on your team.
He's going to put you on the ground like that. He's going to put his helmet right
I don't hate this pick, but I don't like.
I don't hate the pick. It's just if you were going to do all that, like you can't tell me there's a better scenario that you trade from 1 to 9, get DJ Moore, get the extra picks, and still get somebody regarded as the best player in the draft.
Ooh, that's a big boy running fast.
He was sacked 55 times last year. You got to protect the quarterback, and they got a guy that adds a mean.
Look at his feet. That's 333 pounds, folks.
Feet like typewriter, baby.
I'm telling you,
guys, it wasn't just Will Anderson Jr. He neutralized LSU's DJ
Ojulari
as well.
Brent, I'm not saying they had to pick him. I'm just saying you have to make Philadelphia pay to come get him.
Right. I agree 100%.
I don't mind this pick at all.
Right. I don't. If they feel the need immediately, right?
Right.
This guy's going to come in day one and fill a spot on your team like that. I just think it's
because really you fill 2 spots because he's going to take your left tackle spot and Braxton Jones will be your right tackle.
Right. I mean, you do improve the line automatically. I do have a problem, like you said, with what they gave up. I know you're just moving back 1 spot, but if
it's the right
Jalen Carter is the guy
to draft somebody who's considered the best player in the draft.
Right. I've been like, we could take him right now. So you have to make it worth our while to let you jump up and take this dude. I feel like they could have moved back a little bit further and got this guy. But
I'm so irritated right now.
I know, I could tell you're heated.
Like I just don't understand. Like I said, I don't. Brent, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I have zero problem with the pick of Darnell Wright.
Right.
I like him. I think he's a great player. I love that he's a Chicago Bear.
It's
I have
just
a problem with what you made Philadelphia pay to move up to take the best player in the draft.
Right. Obviously, I agree 100% with you, Turtle.
I wouldn't even be
Protecting
very
Justin
happy about
Fields-
it if it was a 4th-round pick this year. I'd still would be like, damn, that's all we got. You got a 4th-round pick next year. That's it.
Right. For next season that does 0 for you right now.
And it's Philadelphia. It's not like it's going to be a high pick.
Right here, right. Like they're not
Thank
mad
you.
at the card, but
Thank
they
you,
should have gotten
Kristen.
more. Right.
Thank
you're gonna
you.
have Jalen Carter who's gonna be in the NFC, who's gonna be terrorizing everybody. It's not like he went to an
you
AFC
just traded
team,
them
right?
to the team that represented the NFC in the
Right.
Super Bowl.
And that's what I'm saying is like I know eventually you want to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, but now you just gave the team that was in the Super Bowl another guy to help them get back to the Super Bowl.
I'm irritated right now.
I know.
Like it played out exactly how we wanted it to. You now have all the leverage. Somebody wants Jalen Carter, you make them come pay to get him.
And see this. So, okay, I'm gonna say this, right? I love what he did with the first overall pick. I loved it.
Absolutely.
I loved that move. But then you're gonna follow it up with this move, like. Unless there's something we don't see where they're like, okay, we're going to trade our second next year and a couple 4ths to move up again. But maybe. I don't know. This is just for a guy of Carter's caliber, I was really hoping that they would.
Like, I'm sorry, but if I'm Brian Poles and Philadelphia calls and they say, look, we want to move up and take Jalen Carter, bet, then you're going to have to give me your 2nd-round pick. You're not picking very high because you were in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So it's the end of the 2nd round. It doesn't get me earlier in the 2nd round, but I add another 2nd-round pick. You're going to have to give me a 2nd-round pick, or I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Carter, and you can watch him play on Sundays for me instead.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. That's just the conversation.
No, I agree 100%. I don't understand how. Geez, even if it was a 2nd round next year, I'd have been happier than the 4th. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I'm irritated now.
I know. Way to go, Chicago Bears! In
Right.
typical fashion, you piss people off. But everybody needs some beef inside.
I'm very upset right now.
Pick is screaming interior line.
Well, we still haven't had a wide receiver selected, and this team was 30th in the NFL in receptions and receiving yards last year, and then released.
Like, I just don't understand how you don't get more.
Right.
So they
That's
could
the
use
part
help in a
that
lot
gets
of
me.
different
Like,
places on that offensive side.
like I said,
And
I
do see the commissioner
didn't
making
care
his way here.
defensive,
So
offensive
Tennessee
line, as
will
long as you
announce their
addressed
selection,
one
and
of
the
your
Lions
needs.
are on the clock
But-
at number 12 here after a flurry of trade. So we'll hear from the Lions.
I
after
just
we
feel
hear from
like
Tennessee,
you
and now
could
let's hear
have
from the
gotten
commissioner.
more. It feels like a rushed, like they were like, oh, we don't know what to do.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle, Northwestern.
Well, a moment of purple
See, the
thought,
Titans.
if I may, for
You
a
talked
first
about
round
Arizona
pick.
trading up to number 3 to take a quarterback.
All-American in
Right.
Northwestern
You talked
football.
about trading whatever you can to get a quarterback.
The family
You said
business.
Ryan Tannehill's available in a trade,
Here's grandfather Bob.
and you go out and get an offensive lineman.
All of Fame. He was
Which
the
to me
captain
screams
and a
they're
five-time
sticking with Ryan
champion,
Tannehill,
playing
right?
for Vince
Which
Lombardi.
Detroit's up now.
Head coach Pat Fitzgerald
If
yesterday.
they don't take
Skoronski is a no-nonsense
what's his name, the receiver from Ohio State,
Part of the hoopla here. He's in a pizza joint tonight.
JS Jackson Smith.
yeah, if they don't take him, I really don't want to see him in Green Bay.
The hand placement is a drive block.
Me either. I really don't either.
I mean, I don't want to see him.
I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers ain't there anymore, so I'm okay.
The ideal length. You better be a great technician.
I'm okay with
Excellent
it.
footwork. He has that effective punch move. Mirrors
I don't really
well.
care. I think
Power rushers drove him
I hate
back.
the Packers.
Some, as I
That's
say, length
well
with
known
David
on
Ojabo
this.
gave him trouble in 2021.
It's actually extremely
I
well
projected him
known
as the number one guard in this draft. I thought he was going to be a top
that the
15
Packers
pick.
You know what's
suck.
funny?
He kick into left tackle.
I'm listening to ESPN 1000 the other day. Deion Lewis or whatever her last name.
Miller.
Yeah, Deion Miller. He's now doing the Bears postgame or pregame with Cap and Brady. Cap puts her on the spot. Who's going to be the Bears pick? She goes, I think they're going to trade back, but they're going to get Darnell Wright.
Dang, nail on the head, huh? Nail on the head.
Because I think they like him more than Paris Johnson.
Well, yeah, didn't Johnson have the short arms, right? That's what his big. That's what
Johnson's got long arms. He's just not strong.
5 of the next 43 picks, and they're looking to add
Dang,
some
bro, 5 of the next 43 picks. That is a lot of talent to add to a team. This Lions team is going to be nasty these next few seasons.
Running back as well, Greeny. They're also going to be without Jameson Williams, Lewis, for the first.
Who did they take for their first pick?
For the suspension.
They didn't. They traded.
Oh, yeah.
They traded up to draft him a year ago, waded through the injury and his recovery from that.
Could you imagine? They traded back to 12, and they can still get Christian Gonzalez.
That would be a win, for sure.
Since that's the guy they were talking about them taking at 6.
The Z, the slot. They can play the flanker, split in.
Hey! Look who it is.
They can still go with the cornerback.
It's Mr. Tarbill. What's up, buddy?
I don't know if they feel
You know, I saw the Bears pick, so I had to jump on here and talk about it real quick.
The Bears suck.
Get out of here. They just took the best tackle
mad.
possibly in the draft.
NFL draft.
And got nothing for him.
Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back.
They got a
Alabama.
4th-round pick next year.
Yo, I thought the Bears did something dumb. Let me just say this. You just signed David Montgomery.
Go in the top 20.
What?
And you have DeAndre Swift.
Now we have 2 of them.
2 running backs in the top 20, top 12.
What?
It's crazy.
Oh, bro, Carmen and Yurko are pissed right now.
I'm just telling you, when you pair him with DeAndre
You
Swift
don't
and David
give
Montgomery,
running
they
backs
already have on the
in the
roster,
first round,
what do you
boys.
think Dan Campbell's going to want to
Do
do
not.
this year? He want to run the football.
Hold on, let me see this.
Jahmyr
Let me
Gibbs
see if I
can
can
do
get
it
this
all.
score.
Transfer from Georgia Tech. He has got home run speed, sub 4.4 speed. He can run inside and outside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. His comp to me, obviously, is Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey type.
Is
And
that you like this look
Except
a little
he's
bit
fast.
more?
He's a guy
No,
who can,
because you
like,
blocked the
make
top of the
distance.
screen.
Oh yeah,
That's
you're
the way
right.
you had it, bruh.
You're
The
right.
ability to break tackles.
Hey man,
He's
just
built
trying
well
to
from the lower body on that
play
one.
with.
Yeah, that's perfect. No.
Nobody wants to see me.
What are you doing?
What is happening?
What happened to the screen?
There it is, right here. All right.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, my.
My bad.
Can catch the ball to the backfield, run the football inside, outside the tackles. David Montgomery says,
All right, so
"Come as they come."
Can we turn the volume down a little bit so I can talk about how
Oh
happy I am?
yeah,
We
no
can hear you
problem.
just fine.
I
with
got
the
yelled
mic
at
now.
earlier.
You can hear me just fine? All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So,
What's wrong with your
Darnell
mic?
Wright.
Why is it all choppy?
It could
What?
be because I have that other
You're-
thing going.
You're not choppy.
That's true.
hold on. Let me back out and re-enter here, fellas.
And I'm irritated, so he needs to not be choppy.
The turtle's angry. He's an angry turtle.
All right, how about now, fellas?
Turtle. Nope, you still sound
You're
horrible.
still, you're not like choppy. You're just fast.
I don't know what's going on.
Whatever,
It might be
I'll
my
allow
connection,
it.
fellas.
He'll allow it. So let's hear your
All right.
thoughts, Tarbill.
So I just want to say Darnell Wright is the
Why is he so
generational talent.
fast? Slow down.
Darnell Wright is the generational talent for the Chicago Bears at offensive tackle. I love the move.
Generational.
He's been regarded as the best tackle in this draft class by many
Why is
experts.
he sounds he's in fast forward?
Peter Skoronski
I love it though.
with the short little arms.
Fast forward, and then he's on helium.
But I like it though.
Oh, the
I like helium Tarbill. I like it. I like it. Oh, he left. All right. Well, Brent, sorry, Tarbill is not here anymore.
Come on, don't you think it's a little early to be calling him a generational talent?
I mean, I think it's early to call anybody right now anything, but I do think that.
And besides, look, can we make a rule?
I mean, we could try, yeah.
Nobody's allowed to come on this show and talk about the Bears pick without first referencing how they feel that the Bears justified trading back to 10.
Okay, I
and
like
only
it.
getting what they got.
We'll ask Tarbill if and when he comes.
All right, can we try this one more time?
So much better. All right, but hold on.
Horrible.
Before we get your thoughts on the pick,
all right,
we want to know your thoughts on the Bears getting a 4th round pick from
next
the
year.
Eagles next year instead of anything to help this year.
I think you could have gotten more. Obviously, it would have been nice to see a pick this year. However, you moved back one spot. Obviously, the Bears weren't going to take Jalen Carter because of the character issues there.
Right.
That's not in their philosophy, a guy that they feel comfortable taking.
Principle, baby. He doesn't follow it.
Which is fine. So you move back one spot. You don't lose anything because you more than likely weren't going to take Jalen.
You lost
Carter
Jalen
anyway.
Carter.
You weren't going to take. You had the opportunity to take Jalen Carter, and you passed on him.
Yeah, for a 4th round pick next year. You don't have many. The Bears don't have many opportunities to move up and to get another good draft pick in this draft. So to give up a guy like Jalen Carter, I'm okay with them not taking Jalen Carter. I'm even okay with them taking Darnell Wright. I even would have been okay with them taking him even if Paris Johnson is still there. I'm still okay with the pick. I'm not okay with the fact that all you got was a 4th round pick next year for a team that just went to the Super Bowl that is trying to add the best player in the draft. Before this draft started, the so-called experts had him as the number 1 player in this draft. All the hoopla happened. He fell. They still had him tonight as the number 1 player in the draft. You let the Philadelphia Eagles, who just went to the Super Bowl in your conference, add a player like that, and all it cost them was a 4th round pick next year. So you're going to pick in probably the late 20s, if not in the 30s, in the 4th round next year to give the Eagles probably a piece that helps them get back to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I understand.
But on the other hand,
Go ahead.
if you weren't going to take Jalen Carter, it doesn't matter who you're trading with for one.
The
spot.
hell it
You still
doesn't.
got
The
a
hell
pick.
it doesn't. You're not
You still
trading
got a
with it. You're not
next
trading
year.
with a team that's trying to get competitive. You're trading with a team that you just made even harder for you to catch. You now have to block him. He's now in your conference on the best team in your conference, and they gave up nothing for him.
Okay. I understand what you're saying in principle, Vince. I do. However, I think if the Bears knew that they weren't going to go for Jalen Carter, at least they got something. Yes, we would have all loved it to be more, but realistically, they still got the guy that they wanted. They said that earlier in the week, it was said that the Bears were oozing at the seam over Darnell Wright, that they thought he was a guy that was excellent with the feet, fit the philosophy very well, and now you have a guy who is an immediate day 1 starter who will make a big impact for Justin Fields. And I love this pick because it shows the Bears' faith in Justin Fields, and they're doing exactly what they need to do in protecting him. So the Packers pick is in. They go Lucas Van Ness from Iowa.
Yo.
I heard though that this guy there was a
Barbara, don't be
lot
spoiling
of
shit.
work.
We got it on here coming through. It's a little delayed here.
No, it's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Wasn't on my screen when he said it.
Oh, yeah, it's on the screen. But I don't know. I heard all about how this guy's got a lot of things he needs to improve on and blah blah blah, but it seems odd. I mean, I don't care. The
Typical
the
Green
more
Bay.
the Packers screw up,
Typical
the
Green
better.
Bay. Don't go get your quarterback any weapons.
That's facts. JSN was still there.
With Aaron Rodgers,
You
why would
lost,
they do
Alan,
it with him?
you lost Alan Lazard. You lost other guys who you don't go get the best receiver in the draft. Oh, it said trade alert. What happened?
Oh, let's see.
Delighted to have
Put
Todd
this up
McShay
here.
with us over here. Of course, one of our foremost draft analysts, works with Mel
Oh.
all year long, and Lucas Van Ness is the pick 13 to Green Bay.
New England.
Nobody cares about Todd McShay. Oh, because New England traded up to 14. Oh no, they traded to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's an offensive lineman right now for Pittsburgh. It's got to be. I am really far behind you, actually.
Yeah, but the three big offensive linemen are gone.
I say Lucas Van Ness. You said he's too young. He's not ready. He didn't start any games, and now here he is as top.
I think your live stream here is a little bit behind there, Ace.
It wasn't this far behind before.
I know it wasn't. It's
Probably because I joined. There's more network congestion now, but
is that better? I'll just leave.
Schefter's about to talk. Schefter's about to talk about the trade.
We're not too far back.
Can we turn it back up?
And we
Yeah.
just saw one go to Green Bay. Now get to turn moving up, and we know that New England is never afraid to start bouncing around the draft. The
Yeah,
Patriots
because they
move
suck
back,
at
the
drafting.
Steelers are. So the Steelers had been picking at number 17. They move up here to 14, where New England's spot would have.
Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. This will settle it all. I guarantee you, Pittsburgh just paid more to move up to 14 than Philadelphia had to pay to go to 10 or go to 9.
Give them another pass rush. I know they have
What were
options, but they
where,
need
were
somebody
they?
Where was
Oh,
Pittsburgh? Was at what?
From 17 to
17?
14.
yes. I mean, you would think they would have to pay a little more either way
To
because
go,
it's a little
to go to
further
14 than to go to 10
move.
or to go to 9?
Right, right. I get what you're saying,
You
but
get to move into the top 10 and draft the best player in the draft?
And listen, remember, as part of the Aaron Rodgers deal,
They after the Bears made the pick, they did say that Darnell Wright is referred to as the best offensive player in the
You're
draft.
what are
not
the Jets-
listening,
I wanna see what
Tarbo.
the
I have
Jets do
zero
now.
problem with Darnell Wright being the pick. I love Darnell Wright as the pick. I don't like that you gave up Jalen Carter for a 4th-round pick next year. You didn't even get a pick in this year's draft. You basically gave him away for free.
Obviously, you move into this position because you have targeted someone, but there's a number of different ways they can go with it. But offensive line makes total sense. And Bill Belichick would like nothing more than to give it to the Jets, right?
They said they were trying to move up to get a lineman in the draft all for weeks.
Like the one guy that was left.
yeah, I thought that they were going to try to move up.
So they
with the
moved up
Bears.
from 17 to 14. They had to give up a 4th-round pick this year.
This is Broderick Jones going here to Pittsburgh.
Even if that's what the Bears got, if they got a 4th-round pick this year, I'm
Right,
okay
I'd have
with
been
that.
better with that. I'm just not happy that they didn't get it. They could have got a 5th round this year.
Right,
I just
even a
feel like
5th-round pick this year. You got literally nothing this year.
unless they are able to utilize that 4th round pick and move back into the second
Yeah, I think how you
round
could have
early,
utilized a
but-
3rd or a 2nd next year.
So the Patriots picking up a little extra capital, and as you say, maybe sticking it to the Jets and the Steelers, who need to get that help in that spot. Perhaps are able to do it. Mel, Broderick Jones might be the pick here again. That has not been made official, but the
So
pick is in.
let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. Will Levis is still on the board, fellas.
Yeah.
Well, they said that. They said if he fell past, those first couple teams, that there was nobody who needed a quarterback.
Right.
That was
think
going
about
to
it
take
now.
a quarterback.
Who needs a quarterback? The Commanders, maybe?
Yeah, it was
Washington,
probably going to be Tennessee, but then when Tennessee didn't go quarterback, then you really are going to fall.
Right. You're like the only
Right.
ones I'm looking at right now are the Commanders, maybe the Buccaneers.
Don't the Jets still need a quarterback?
You said the
Realistically,
Bucs,
yo,
the
if
Bucs have
if the Commanders and the Bucks don't take him, I don't know.
The Bucks won't. They got Kyle Trask.
Do they? Didn't they just sign Baker Mayfield?
yeah, they
And
just
Baker
signed Baker
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
The New England Patriots have traded the 14th pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. with the 14th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft,
Duh.
the Pittsburgh Steelers select Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia.
Broderick Jones.
Many offensive tackles could have
That's
chosen
a good pick.
basketball, but this young man could have.
I mean, that's what you
dominated
needed.
both
Their
sports
offensive
in
line
high
is
school.
terrible.
So do you guys think there's any chance in hell that the Bears try to make a move and trade back up into the first round to get another?
I don't think they have enough.
With what
A-plus
picks?
offensive
I
lineman,
don't think
or-
they have enough picks.
Oh, you know what? Maybe they can use that 4th round pick next year they got from Philadelphia to move back into the first round.
I mean, I could see them possibly trying to, but
And
I
everybody
I
laughing
think
at
they're
them?
more. I think they're more likely to get early in the second round than back into tonight. Personally,
Yeah, I agree. I don't see a scenario where the Bears move back into the first. Even if they would have gotten a 4th round pick this year, they would not have used that to move back into the first. But ultimately, it's unfortunate. I think our Bears are done for tonight, but that's the name of the game, right? Tomorrow.
Do you guys
is
want to keep
one.
watching the draft, or we can talk about the Bears?
How irritated I am with the Bears?
Go ahead, Vince. Let it all out. I want to hear it.
I have been. I think it's stupid. You honestly, all you did was diminish what you did by trading the first pick. Like, if you trade that first pick, you move back to 9. Now Philadelphia comes to you and says, "Look, we really want to take Jalen Carter. Cool. It's going to cost you your 2nd round pick. Oh, you're not willing to do that? Find a 3rd round pick. Oh, you're not willing to do that? Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and take Jalen Carter, and you can watch him play in a Bears uniform instead." Like, it's not that freaking hard. Like, you're telling me the difference from 10 to 9 and 17 to 14 is you can get a 4th round pick this year instead of a 4th round pick next year? Come on. You can't tell me that Philadelphia wouldn't have made the same trade if they had to give up a 4th round pick this year. You can't tell me you can't tell me they wouldn't have moved up to get Jalen Carter if all it was going to cost them was a 4th round pick this year.
I agree. I think the Bears dropped the ball, to be honest. But I mean, now it's over. It's done with. Now we have to just kind of live with.
We have to live with Darnell Wright. And I know you said you're not upset with the Darnell Wright pick. So let's talk about him for a second. What are your guys' immediate thoughts?
I mean, I think it fills a hole right away, right? Your offensive line needed somebody. You fixed it. Now, I still think they should look at another offensive lineman potentially down the road here in this draft, maybe day 3.
You talking about for depth or for start?
Yeah, for depth, because obviously we've seen in the NFL what happens when you're not. I mean, look at the Bears last year, right? One injury and it derailed basically. I mean, I know the season was already supposed to be derailed.
Watch
right?
the Jets go get Smith Niaba for Rodgers.
Maybe.
That'd be a smart
And
move.
pair
I'm
him
surprised he's still on the board.
with Garrett Wilson.
That would be wild. Garrett Wilson actually said that he was the best receiver in the room over himself when they played together. So,
oh, really?
It surely is a possibility, yeah. Now, I'm sure he's just trying to hype his guy up because he's already in the NFL, right? But he did say that JSN was the best receiver in their receiver room when he was still at Ohio State. So I think for me, obviously I've said it already that I love the Darnell Wright pick. I think it was a smart move taking away from, the trade and all of that. Just the pick at 10, or I would have been okay with them taking Darnell Wright at 9. I had no qualms with them staying where they were and taking him at 9. This Bears team is doing exactly what they said they would in protecting Justin Fields. And
right.
I'm excited to see how that translates to the field. You are now building your offense, who was already, for 6 weeks last year, the number one scoring offense in the league, up to be very successful again next season. Obviously, I personally was a little upset to see Bijan Robinson go at 8. I was hoping the Bears traded back to about 16 to 18 and took Bijan Robinson.
I would have quit being a Bears fan.
As much as I know that they need an offensive lineman, Bijan Robinson's going to be a phenomenal talent. I mean, people are comparing him to a hybrid of Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley. However,
I mean, the dude's still got to
obviously
do it in the NFL.
Right.
Don't forget, Trent Richardson was supposedly the best running back prospect, too, and Where's he playing? Last I saw, he was playing in the XFL or somewhere like that.
Yeah,
I
he
believe he
fell
is playing in
off
the
hard, right?
XFL. He did fall off hard, and you don't draft running backs in the first round, but Bijan Robinson may be the one exception that I would have been okay with had the Bears targeted him. But we went tackle.
I'd have been fine if the Bears got him in the second round.
We went tackle. We did exactly what we needed to do to protect Justin Fields, and we're investing. Our trust is in Justin Fields, and that first round pick proved it, right? If there was any doubt in any Bears fans' minds, I'm going to name drop somebody, and Hub Arkish posted a bullshit article yesterday saying that Cole Kmet doesn't trust Justin Fields to throw him the football, and there are other sources in the Bears locker room that do not trust Justin Fields. I think it's bullshit. Hub Arkish is an old washed reporter, and that take is total bullshit. This team trusts in Justin Fields, and
cards
they're building around it.
waiting to find out where he gets drafted.
I think
What's that?
the narrative that nobody
They're showing
trusts.
Nolan Smith right now, the outside linebacker from Georgia. He's playing cards while he's waiting to find out where he's getting picked.
Nothing wrong with a game of spades while you're waiting to
I
get
play some
drafted.
cards.
The Jets are super excited about whoever they just picked.
Ace, you put it back on the screen, or are we done?
I mean, I
with
can.
that?
Are we done with it? We're not putting picks up anymore?
No, we can.
He looked good in jet green too. He looked good.
I was just asking because I don't have it on anywhere else. So
Yeah, I didn't know if it was causing like a lag in our thing, so I just
Nah,
wanted
he
to-
still sounds the same.
Time to work out the Aaron Rodgers trade, and now it's taken them a very long time to make this selection. But we are seeing this is live pictures from their draft room, and they
how ironic would it be if this is a wide receiver?
still suggests here.
All
I
years
mean,
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers asking
sure
the Green Bay
that
Packers
before he went to the Jets, they asked him, "Hey, what do you want us to draft?" And they were like, "That's what we're going to draft for him."
Yeah, he wanted Mercedes Lewis, then Lazard, and all these other guys to come over there. So I don't know. Maybe.
It has changed here. The Washington Commanders are on the clock, so the Jets have made their pick. I've not been informed of any trade, so we assume it is the Jets who have made that selection.
Greeny's about to be happy man, I
In
bet.
just a matter of a few moments, all of you seem to suspect.
I can't-
I would have loved to hear him the day
kills me.
they made the trade for Rodgers.
It kills me that Greeny's a Jets fan, and because he covered Chicago sports for so many years. But
I mean, when you got Tua, you want to get after him, right? Yeah. You got Miami with Tua. You got New England with Mac Jones, and Mac Jones right now.
okay, so I want to know this. What's your guys'
And an
opinion
AFC
on Mel
with
Kiper?
great
Because I can't
quarterbacks.
stand him.
And you got Nolan Smith, Will McDonald.
He's
there.
old.
I think he has
I
the
just think
best
if the
job
tackles are
ever
gone,
because he can be like, "Hey,
That he
this
does.
guy's going to go here and be completely wrong, and people don't even care." He's like a weatherman, bro. That's the best job
Right.
ever.
You know, they replay that video of him saying the Colts needed to take Trent Dilfer
I mean, both of them have elite
back in the
choices.
day,
Speed
and
for
the Colts
size,
GM basically saying, "Who is Mel Kiper? Who is he to tell me who I'm going to draft and where? I'm going to do what I want to do." This guy's wrong on a consistent basis. I love it.
I love it. I love it. This guy's wrong consistently. Why would I listen to
They
him?
want guys with high motors that can run all day long.
I did
And
like that they brought out DeBrickashaw Ferguson earlier.
Because you know I love him. But I'm thinking Detroit
Brought him out
down
for
there
what?
at 18, right? Think about him with Aiden.
He was on stage when they did the honorary pick for Virginia players.
Houston also at Detroit. Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. Don't forget about him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so with the
Come on, Roger.
Strictly because I like hearing commentators or personalities say DeBrickashaw for Ferguson.
Recovering from bone cancer, and he's a Make-A-Wish kid from Ghent, New York. His wish was to announce the first-round pick for the Jets. And so he
Yo, they're lucky they didn't pick me to say the Bears thing. I'd have been like, these morons. What?
My stupid ass Chicago Bears select.
of this franchise. And here comes the commissioner and his special guest to announce the pick.
Why does that guy look like Zach Wilson?
He's from the
Is it
Make-A-Wish
Zach? It might be
Foundation. Be
Zach
nice.
Wilson.
Global community
It might be
that
Zach Wilson.
supports the life.
It was more of a joke on Zach Wilson.
His name is Kyle Stickles.
World Wish Day, only a couple days away, I'm joined by Kyle Stickles, a Make-A-Wish kid who battled and overcame bone cancer. Kyle's wish is to announce the first round pick of his favorite team, the New York Jets.
Well, that kid had to overcome
I'd
cancer
like all
and
of
being a
you
Jets fan.
To join me in cheering on
Too
Kyle's
soon.
wish comes
Too
true.
soon.
The floor is yours, Kyle.
Oh man.
I mean, I bet you he's on cloud 9 right now.
Of course, he got Aaron Rodgers
Thank
to
you, Mr.
his
Goodell.
quarterback now.
I'd also like to thank the NFL, the New York Jets, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Northeastern New York for giving me
Oh,
this
this kid is
opportunity
pumped.
tonight.
Oh yeah.
No, that's nothing. Wait.
With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go!
Aaron Rodgers goes to another team. Nothing changes. They still don't help.
They
the
didn't even
offense.
take Nolan Smith.
Set a school record and
Do they really need a receiver in the Jets locker room though? They have Garrett Wilson.
Oh,
He's
really an edge rusher.
You were singing about him a lot as well, which you did very effectively. But
I'm watching his highlights right now. He's an edge rusher.
6 vertical, turns 24 years of age in June. Professional, business-like approach, incredibly long arms.
He'll be a DN for them. They run that 4-3 San Francisco defense.
Iowa State.
No. The Jets.
10.5 sacks.
No, I know. I was just saying he's from Iowa State.
Oh, right. He's from Iowa State.
Because he was keyed on. Iowa State doesn't have anybody to protect them against double teams. So for Will McDonald, the fourth, a guy that has proven to have bend, proven to be explosive, proven to be a guy who is businesslike and goes out in a professional manner to work hard to get
Man,
better.
those
He's a
mustard colored uniforms. Oh my god.
Washington's pick is in already. If it's not Will Levis, then somebody needs to have their head checked.
This is one of your guys, Will McDonald. It's fitting that I'm over
If
here.
it's not Will Levis, does
You talked about him
New
all
England take Will Levis at 17?
He is the Ben
No.
Davis of the
I
edge
don't
rush
think so.
for
Why
this
would you
class.
go from
My God,
one
when he
crap
gets to the
quarterback
top,
to
he
another
has that
crap
torso
quarterback?
flexibility to work
Not that I
through the
know
offensive
for
tackle.
sure.
Well, they were trying to trade Mac Jones,
Legendary.
right?
My phone was
Yeah.
blowing up because of some Iowa State
And then
pro day.
I don't think Bailey Zappi's the future of your organization.
9.5 seconds.
Since Tom Brady's departed,
Would have been the best among all defensive ends in the
Bill Belichick's record has been exactly 500, if I'm not
But he did
mistaken.
it at pro day. Regardless, this guy is physically phenomenal.
And don't discount what he did. At the
They
Super
said
Bowl.
this was
He
the
just
year
went
that
down
Bill
there
Belichick has
and dominated. For
to
someone
nail
who
the
did it
draft,
myself,
so
who was the 15th pick, I
let's see
just
what
smile
he
at
nails
the
when he
guy
gets to
that
Yeah, he's
17
been
here.
terrible at drafting if you really think about it over the last few
But does it
years.
really matter? Nobody's ever gonna.
Selected since the last pick of last year.
He's on the hot seat.
Kraft is never gonna get rid of him.
This is a make or break year for him, according to sources.
Yeah, right.
ABC, the Jonas Brothers have vacated.
I think if it's a make or break year, it's make or break if he wants to keep coaching. That's what I think.
There's no way Robert Kraft fires Bill Belichick.
His name called. There are actually 2 quarterbacks we're expecting to hear from.
I didn't say
before this night is
fire.
through. Will
Maybe it's a
Levis, who is
mutual
here
parting of
waiting
ways.
to be drafted this night, and he's not
I don't think
alone.
anything's mutual with
Hendon Hooker is
Belichick.
Another quarterback whose name we may hear before the night is over. We're back in just a moment. from
Hendon
Kansas City.
Could you imagine Hendon Hooker goes before Will Levis?
Probably should. Will Levis wouldn't even be a first round talent if this draft wasn't so quarterback deprived, right?
Probably not.
I still think he's better than Hendon Hooker.
I haven't watched enough tape on Hendon Hooker to comment one way or another to be.
How have you
honest
not?
with
He's
you.
Darnell Wright's quarterback. The generational talent.
Because the tape that I've watched of Darnell Wright, I'm focusing on Darnell Wright, not on the quarterback or running back. No, honestly, I thought the Bears were going to take Skoronski. I like the move to take Darnell Wright much more than Skoronski, but I really thought that's where they were going to go. Kid from Northwestern, they spent a lot of time at his pro day, sent a lot of resources out there. That's really where I thought they were going to ultimately land. But again, I can't say it enough. I'm happy with the Darnell Wright pick. I am interested to see where Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots go here next.
Yeah, I
After Washington, of course.
Is that a goat? Are you talking about me? Oh, sorry, I don't have the thing up. I was
talking about the money Affleck.
He said, is that a goat? He's like, oh, you talking about me?
Nick Saban, the greatest college coach of all time. Roll Tide.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Carbill, you're biased, so I can't believe you.
Full-time. Can you argue against that though?
To be honest, I rarely watch college football. Period.
Even if
you
did, you couldn't.
Exactly, I wouldn't.
Under pressure. Willing to travel.
Justin Wright with a comment here. He's been hearing rumblings that the Pats like Eden Hooker.
Modelo.
That would be a very Bill Belichick move.
Root for those.
No,
Let's see what Washington does.
First round pick on a quarterback when he's got Mac Jones.
That's fire. Okay,
He doesn't like Mac Jones. He wants to move on from
He
Mac
doesn't.
Jones.
I can tell.
He's not going to start over with a rookie quarterback again.
He wants the great Bailey Zappi. That's who he wants.
The other 99
It's going to be Mac Jones. That's the whole reason they went out and got Bill O'Brien.
Personal best here.
He's got potential. He's just old.
So that goes back to the Brady and Belichick question. Was Belichick great because of Brady, or was Brady great because of Belichick?
Yes.
Anything is possible.
I think.
So the decorations could get a little out.
I think I think they were together. They were great together, and
was the
Tom went
perfect
to
storm.
another team and found another team that was tailor made to win without just needed a quarterback. So I think.
Could it happen again? Yeah,
I just think they both helped each other.
That is playoff hockey.
I would agree.
Devils Rangers Game 6 Saturday on ABC and ESPN Plus.
So
I was such a fan of this draft from like picks 3 to 8.
Yeah, yo, once the Bears did that, you were just not happy. Not happy.
I joined at the wrong time. I was all excited about the Darnell Wright pick, and I come in and Vince is like, oh,
Here's another stupid ass pick.
With the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back, Mississippi State.
Love him. Are you talking about a knack for the football?
Maybe Washington must just try to. They're just going to try to stop everybody and not worry about scoring points.
6 pick sixes.
I mean,
or they
that's kind of how they've been living this whole last few years, right?
Yeah, and then see where that got them.
Have that many for their career. 16 interceptions in high school, Greeny.
Emmanuel Forbes, quarterback from Mississippi State. Well, I wasn't on with you guys to talk about it, but how about the cornerback from Illinois going so early?
Devin Witherspoon?
Yeah.
He's a stud. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
He's a quarterback
obviously, but
he's definitely the most complete corner. Probably might be the most complete that I've seen in all of the NFL. He's got to actually like to tackle. He can press. He can play zone. He can come up and play physical. He can tackle.
So here we have splendid Splinter 3, Emmanuel Forbes, 6'1", 166 pounds, right? He never missed a game in 3 years of the SEC due to an injury.
I'm sorry if I'm going corner right now and you're picking 15, 16. I'm going Christian Gonzalez.
He's a great kid who will work hard every day in practice.
It's another player that I'm not concerned about the weight because the way
that was going to be my question. Gonzalez is still on the board, right?
He's got great ball skills and great vision. I talked to a player the same with Samari Rolle. They talk about his weight. Samari simply said,
I don't understand this pick, although the Patriots pick was in quick, so.
The weight will not be an issue.
Oh, look, as far as coverage is concerned,
Could the Patriots go quarterback, fellas? I think they could.
I mean, anybody could do anything. We've seen that.
I mean, obviously they could, but
no. I mean,
Belichick isn't. If you think about it, the dude doesn't mind getting quarterbacks and then trading them away. Like, he's done it.
True, he did it with Jimmy G.
Right, and Jacoby Brissett.
True.
I think this pick is a slam dunk.
Let's see who. Oh, you know who it is?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm saying I think I know who it is.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, The New England Patriots select Christian Gonzalez, defensive back.
They needed a corner. I didn't see him getting past New England, especially when Carbo said the pick's in already.
Yeah.
I was like, it had to be somebody that they went, holy shit, he's there?
He had 4 interceptions.
They knew.
Broke up 7 passes, and Lewis, he started every game in 2 seasons at Colorado, so he has played a lot.
And then you know what he is? He's big. He's 6'1", 197 pounds. That can jump out the gym. 40
6'1" and 3'8", 197 pounds.
And Bill now has someone that from a size perspective is much different than the guys he already has. Look at him here in press coverage. He's as smooth as silk. Long arm, off-hand jam, pin the guy to the boundary, play the football, off coverage. Easy, fluid hips. Great clue as far as reading the
We got Detroit on the board again.
Easy 45-degree break.
We had to head 2 first-round picks.
And then finishing with the interception. Run support. He will throw his body around. He is not scared. Bill will demand that of him in New England scheme. But it's the ball skills. It's the ball skills from off.
Did you guys see the quarterback from Notre Dame that transferred to the University of Alabama today?
No.
He's got his matchup guy now.
Their starting quarterback, I believe, of last year transferred to Alabama.
Oh, nice.
Which is good because our quarterbacks looked like crap in the spring game, but
along with CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, he needs a guy with some size to be able to match up. Now he's got it.
Well, no doubt matching up, but traditionally the team that wants to play the most man-to-man in the National Football League is that Bill Belichick system, the New England Patriots. So this is the guy, Mel, that they can line up and put on the knot on outside. You can put him into the boundary against the X and say, hey, take care of that part of the field. His ball skills allow him to take the football away.
so we're
This gives them
through the first 17, and we haven't seen a wide receiver come off the board
Not
yet.
yet. Who's up around Detroit?
But we've seen 2 running backs.
Yeah,
which is
that's
absolutely
wild. That is wild to me.
Especially with Detroit taking one after the acquisition of David Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, you got Montgomery, you got DeAndre Swift, and then you take a running back.
Tampa Bay, Seattle, will anyone want a quarterback?
That I do not
We
understand.
continue in a moment from Kansas City, the NFL draft on ESPN as that man waits to hear. where
Will
his
Levis
future will
is getting a
come
little
back.
stressed out there. Doesn't look like he's happy right now.
We lost out on a lot of money.
Now the home of
Right.
NFL Sunday Ticket.
Every pick that goes by, he's losing out.
Does this mean you can watch
Now
NFL
here's a
Sunday
situation
Ticket
where with
without
him,
putting a
I
satellite
feel like if
dish
there's
on
a
the
team
roof?
with a higher
Does this
second
mean you
round
can
pick,
watch your favorite
they try to
teams
get
out of
back
market
into the
Sunday
first round
games?
just to get him so they
Does
can get
this
that
mean all the
5th year
players
option.
are technically
I'm sorry, if you're
celebrities?
Seattle, you're
Yes.
pick 20.
To every one
How,
of
if he
those
falls to
things.
20, how do you not take him at
Sign up
20?
now and get our lowest full season
If you're
price.
I mean,
Detroit,
that's
how do you
a
not
good
take him
point.
right now? You have Jared Goff.
Because
I mean,
Detroit
that's
said
also
Jared
a
Goff
good-
is their guy.
Yeah, but you can always keep a guy and develop him. You know,
But
he
not
likes-
if your plan long term is Jared Goff, then you don't even look for a quarterback right now.
But
And
how
they
can
said
your
he's
plan
their
long-term
long-term
be
quarterback.
Jared Goff?
Because look at the numbers he put up last year. They had one of the highest scoring offenses in football with him at quarterback.
We get groceries.
Right, but he's already 29 years old.
So what? What does that mean?
Draw players' faces when they're
I don't think he's the
Coach, you don't need to
long-term
get that
answer
personal.
in
The State
Detroit.
Farm
I know
personal
they
price
say
plan.
they like
That's
him.
great. I don't think he is either. But the problem is Detroit thinks he is. So
Right.
as long as Detroit thinks
Fair
he
enough.
is, they're not going to go
That's
quarterback.
true. That's true. And yes, Justin, I agreed. Jared Goff played really, really well last year.
But that's
Way
the
better than I think
best he's
anybody
gonna play in
thought he was
Detroit.
going to play, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's basically what it comes down to. Like I said, when they were talking about the 6th pick, everybody said, "Oh, well, Detroit is a potential candidate for trading up for a quarterback," but oh, it might have a hard time trading with the Bears. And then Detroit was like, "Everybody says we need a quarterback except for us." At the end of the day, that's the only one that matters is what they think. And if in that building they think Jared Goff is their guy, they're not going to look at a
Then
quarterback.
he's the guy. You're right. No, I don't.
Plus, next,
Don't
I mean,
disagree
I
there.
guess that's true because even next year, the quarterback draft class is better. So if you're going to waste a pick
Right.
on a draft, on a quarterback, I would maybe wait till next season to do it.
Well, you got a young Lions team that was really good last year, but still has a few holes. You could literally fill almost all those holes with 5 picks in the next 45 of the next 43 picks.
Right. They do have a whole lot of picks.
So let me say this: Green Bay obviously did not take a quarterback. No one really thought they would, but they trust in Jordan Love. I have to feel like the Packers have finally gotten a guy who's going to be mediocre at quarterback. And it's damn well time.
Just let it happen. Don't call it out.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
If you jinx it, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
Right. If you
But
jinx
here's
it,
the-
Jordan Love's good, it's not because I said it on this draft show.
Quick. I think that the Packers did zero to help the offense. I know they got Watson and Dobbs last year, but you have an aging offensive line. You have
they're just going to run the ball 45 times a game.
So we got a comment here from Kristen in the chat. The only way the Lions pick makes sense is if they're trying to get someone to learn from Swift and Monty this season, then trade Swift away next year.
It still doesn't make sense.
I still don't like it. I mean, I like it because I'm a Bears fan, and I think it's a dumb move that the Detroit Lions just made. But there are so many other holes on this team, and David Montgomery is a guy who will carry the offensive load, not to mention you still have Swift. So, yeah, I get, wanting to trade away Swift for a younger – or trade away Swift next season while he's worth –
I'm going to go out on a
some
limb here,
value.
boys. I think Detroit goes tight end.
You think so? Well, I guess they traded Hawkinson.
They did just trade away Hawkinson like idiots.
I think they're going to. I think they draft Dalton Kincaid from Utah.
Dalton Kincaid.
In his hands, and Jackson Smith and Jigba with a hamstring didn't play much this year.
Zay Flowers is above JSN on this.
Yeah, that's what they've had him.
Available.
Basically a move tight end. Dalton Kincaid went University of San Diego.
No, Justin, we were talking about their pick of Jared Gibbs earlier. We didn't think they were going to take another running back.
Yeah.
That comment was about the first pick.
Yeah. I just think that is so weird, right? You just signed David Montgomery for 3 years.
And you have DeAndre Swift.
Right.
And you had Jamal Williams in
Right.
your building, and you didn't
Right.
re-sign him, and he led the NFL in touchdowns.
State to go to Kentucky, right? They say couldn't beat out Sean Clifford. How's that working out? He's still going to be a high pick. So he turned out to be a much better quarterback than Clifford.
As you see, our analytics suggested less than a 2% chance he would still be available here.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance here at Detroit, but when Tampa comes up, Tampa only has Baker.
His girlfriend sitting next to him like, it's okay, babe. Don't worry. Wherever you get picked is still good enough for me.
That may be a potential landing spot for Will Levis.
The Lions will be making their
Tarble said, I'm out.
of the night. They took the
I don't like the
running back,
Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs, and a bit of a surprise at 12 after trading back from where they had originally been at 6. So it's already been a very busy night for Detroit. Obviously, a terrific second half of last season. So many people.
Angela, I hate this draft.
Team with a big
I
future,
know.
a team a lot
It was
of
really
people
high.
like in
Oh,
that
Tarbell's
NFC
gone?
North.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say?
No, I thought you were just talking to him.
No, I said it. Tar was just like, I'm out. No, he said his internet went out.
Make a move here. Let's see which direction they decide to go to try and move them further.
That's all right,
in
man.
that quest.
Kevin was
Again,
going to jump
Jahmyr
on
Gibbs,
too,
the
but
running back went earlier.
Oh, that's a Lion pick.
Here's the commission.
hold on, I don't know what it is.
With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa.
That's an odd pick, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Lions pick. He's a hard-nosed inside linebacker.
Player of the year. He was named a unanimous All-American. The year before that, he led the nation in tackles. He's from Cedar Falls, Iowa, where he's the all-time leading tackler at his high school.
Academic Heisman and nation's best linebacker.
Yeah, Dan Campbell gets Jack Campbell. He about Aiden Hutchinson last year, gave him 9.5 sacks, had a great rookie year. Now get an inside linebacker with length. 6'4.5" is rare for an inside linebacker. That can disrupt throwing lanes. He was a guy that intercepted passes. He wreaks some havoc. He's a good tackler.
He's tall, 6'4" and a half.
37.5 vertical. You see big plays he produced. He had a fumble return for a touchdown in 2021, interception return in 2021.
Is Justin a Lions fan?
So Justin is a Lions and Cowboys fan.
Well, that's weird, but okay.
Ohio State, 9 tackles.
That's right. It's not the weirdest thing. One of the guys I played 2K with, or used to play 2K with last year, he's a Eagles and a Cowboy fan.
6'4.5", 250-pound inside linebacker.
That is weird.
Right?
That'd be like being a Bears and Packer fan. How
Right.
that
I was like, I used to make fun of him all the time. Buccaneers pick is in.
Out there at Iowa, and he said this guy's too good to be true. He's too good to be true in terms of football character. personal character, and then his play on the field. Look, he tested better than anybody thought was even imaginable. But when you watch him play, he is a big physical presence in the middle of the defense. As a blitzer on those cross dogs in the
Lions is my home team, but been a lifelong Cowboys fan. All right. No adjustment. That's cool. We don't judge. That works. We'll allow
I mean,
it.
there's a whole state that's Packer fans.
Right.
So
And
I
we
don't
think they're all
judge anybody
crazy.
for their
So.
choices.
No, I judge everybody as a
Like
Packers
a guy
fan.
who wants to play football this way, sideline to sideline, tough. And we always talk about fit and how you build your team and the image you want to portray. This is the guy that they want. And defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, he got a lot of flack early in the season, but the defense played better toward the end of the season. This is a plug-and-play guy that can make tackles sideline to sideline, and he's an above-average athlete, especially in zone coverage.
So they had the 2 picks tonight. They take the running back and the linebacker. Will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take the quarterback?
You got my baby out here?
Continue in 30 seconds.
Where's she at?
This word from front door.
She watched Frozen in here.
We can fix it now.
I was, but I muted it because Angelo figured out how to put it on the screen. And we're not doing like a super series, so Angelo's not even looking at the camera half the time.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to take some notes.
She can come in here. She can come watch Frozen. The Bears pissed me off. I could use my baby.
There you go. All fixed.
Introducing Front Door. Download today to video chat an expert.
See, Angelo, that's how bad it is. I just said my baby could come in here over the draft because the Bears pissed me off that bad.
In round 1 tonight, Will Levis from Kentucky and Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. This feels like a spot that it could take place.
That's right, Justin.
Hi, Bella.
Obviously, after the last several years and the legendary Tom Brady.
The Bears irritated me because they traded back from 9 to 10, which is fine. But the guy that was the best player in the draft was still there at 9. They traded back with Philadelphia to 10, and all they got was a 4th-round pick next year.
Defense that carried them to a Super Bowl championship.
Did they get the guy
years ago. Let's find out.
No, Philadelphia took him.
With the 19th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft,
Angelo's got it on the
the
computer.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Kalijah Cansey, defensive end, Pittsburgh.
Defensive tackle out of Pitt, the last unanimous All-American.
So we're on pick what? 18, 19? Jeez, there's still freaking.
You know that it's a bad pick or a reach when he gets picked and everyone goes,
Interesting.
Who's that?
That's how the Bears picks used to go for me all the time.
Right, you know they were given that like moment, like that minute for the people in their ear to tell them like, hey, that's who this guy is. Come here. Want to come here? Come on, babies. Look. Angelo's on the computer.
It's just so quick. He can go inside, outside.
Oh, baby, sleepy. What baby is that?
The offensive guard sitting there going, well, where did he go? I mean,
Wake up for you?
and here with Aaron
You
Donald,
just traded your baby away for another baby?
Hey, we are in the draft here.
Oh, no blanket.
The other baby uses the blanket. This one does not. Yo, I killed the biggest ant I ever seen in my life.
You didn't hurt any uncles, though, did you?
No, just the ant.
All right, good.
It was like the size of your head, man.
Warren Sapp. And so don't think that the Buccaneer organization
Angel, this ant was like this big.
Yo, we don't live in Australia. You can't
Yeah.
have ants like that.
I thought it was going to carry the baby's bed away.
Oh
my God.
Seattle Seahawks with their second pick of the night are coming up next.
He was so big, I thought it was Jalen Carter.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Ah, he's in
We're
Philly.
waiting to hear the names of a couple of quarterbacks. Could Seattle
For a fourth
wind
round
up
pick.
choosing
For a fourth round pick next year.
behind
Next
Geno
year.
Smith? We'll find out in just a moment as the draft continues from Kansas City.
All right, so now we can go kind of into. We've seen this.
I'm gonna pull over and stretch my legs.
This debacle,
Supposed to keep left.
I guess, of Bears pick, just strictly because of what they got to move out of the 9th pick, which it's whatever, but
Angela, you going to finish that sentence?
what was I saying? Sorry, I
debacle of the
got
Bears
I
pick.
got an email from work I had to look at and it distracted me. Sorry. we'll just forget what I was saying and move on.
You're talking about the debacle of the Bears.
Oh, the
pick.
Bears, yeah. So now what is the next thing, right? What they don't pick again until
Like the end of the second round.
Right, late in the second round, after 50. Like, you're looking at a lot of holes you still need to fill. And
It's okay. They're going to address it with that 4th round pick next year.
I think they could. I think they could use that to trade up.
No, because if the Bears trade up, they'll wind up giving up like 5 first round picks to move up 2 spots. See, this is what they did. They've now irritated me to the point I'm taking shots at the Bears for past GM's
I was just going to
mistakes.
say that. Yep.
This is what they did because it feels all too familiar.
It does, but I will say this.
You know, and then my dad texts me, right? So my dad's like, oh, I don't know how you don't take Carter. And I'm like, I don't even care that they took Wright. I like Wright. But how do you only get a 4th round pick next year? And he's like,
right.
Well, it doesn't matter. They were going to take Carter anyways. What difference does it make what they got? I'm like, it makes all the difference in the world. You still get what you can get. Then he says, well, New England only got a 4th round pick to trade back. I said, yeah, but they got a 4th round pick this year.
Right.
Not a 4th round pick next year.
I mean, there has been talks about the Bears really not expecting to compete until next year. I don't like that idea. I think you waste another year of Justin Fields.
Especially when the division is wide open.
Right. Right. Now that Rodgers is gone, anything's possible.
Lousy ass draft.
I was so excited all week.
We were so excited through from pick 3 to 8.
Yep.
It was like the place was on fire. Everything was going crazy. And then the Bears were like, "Oh, Philadelphia, you want to take the best player in the draft? Go ahead. We'll just hand him to you for free. You're gonna give us a bag of football? Sweet.
We were so sure that Jalen Carter was the pick. We're like, yeah, this is lining up perfectly for them to take him, and it did. And then they didn't take him.
And then if you're gonna like I said, if you're gonna trade that pick, I'm cool with it.
Right.
But you're giving Philadelphia the option to take the best player in the draft when they just were in the Super Bowl. Like, make them pay for it. And then you took Tevin Jenkins. Now you've taken Darnell Wright. Like, at some point, your offensive line has to play better.
Right. I mean, now.
And who's going to play left guard?
Do they send Jenkins over there? No, he was right guard last year.
He's right guard because they said Cody Whitehair is going to play center. So who's going to play left guard? Nate Davis or whoever that is, that guy they signed?
I mean, unless they're trying to.
You know what? I quit.
I was gonna say unless they're trying to they're gonna address it in the second round, but you're completely just ignoring the defensive line at that point.
Yeah,
I felt that was more important than the offensive line just because of how bad they played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it didn't have to be Jalen Carter, it didn't have to be Will Anderson, but there were guys there,
right?
You know, so the guys I like looking forward to day 2, the guys I like, if they could add a guy like Maisie Smith, she's okay.
She was climbing up here.
If they could add a guy like Maisie Smith, defensive tackle for Michigan, you know, he's a solid pass rushing defensive tackle, super athletic, super fast. I would love seeing him, added to the defense. There are a couple defensive edge rushers as you get further in the draft that makes sense that you could see, because here's the thing, the Bears signed some guys, but some of these signings that we saw, we thought were going to be depth guys, not now you're looking at it maybe they're going to have to be starters,
right?
I don't know.
Where'd Gabby go?
I don't know. They just irritated me so much.
I mean, we've seen our picks. I don't think the Bears are going to jump back into the first round. So I mean, we could just be miserable and end this now, and or you know what? Why don't we just take a little break, see if we can calm ourselves down just a little
Are you
bit?
like trying to mock me? I kind of understand.
Trying to mock you, Jay. We're just gonna take a few minutes, and oh, I don't have that video here. Never mind. That's
Just
the
kidding.
other. That's the other. We could do bare bones. Huh? We do bare bones segment.
Sure.
Play to the whistle, man. Let's be great today. Let's be great. Win out 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
And I know you just love my videos, but
Bella is a big fan of the music to Bare Bones.
that's what I do. I just
all
please
over the
everybody. I please everybody. Well, this was the bare bones that I had picked for this past off season that we're in right now. Make an impact, be aggressive, be smart and efficient. Now, I will say this. I think they hit number 1 of making an impact when they traded the first pick overall.
Yeah.
I don't. The aggressiveness I haven't really noticed.
They were real aggressive at helping Philadelphia.
And that's what leads me to the be smart and efficient, because it wasn't that smart or efficient. So right now, they're not doing what I would really like them to do. Oh, hold on.
NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams.
What is this?
Congratulations on your accomplishments in your academic and football career.
Angel, you made me think the Bears were doing something.
Now to make the selection,
We already watched
please
it.
welcome
They didn't.
Bethany Uribe. Go ahead, Bethany.
Is that Juan Uribe's daughter?
I was just going to say,
With the
Juan
20th
Uribe.
pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jackson Njigba, wide receiver.
Wow.
I like that pick, though. I like that pick for Seattle.
There he is, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
It's official. I'm jealous of
Forget about
Seattle.
2022. It was just a lost season, nagging hamstring injury.
I like it.
The kid
I
is
think that's a good
special.
pick
He
for
was
Seattle.
fast and quick at the combine, Lewis, which is what
Yeah, they got
everybody
DK
wanted to see.
Metcalf,
The year before,
Tyler Lockett,
95
and Jackson
catches,
Smith.
over 1,600
Yigba.
yards.
And the thing about it is, again, he's a three-position player, not just a slot player, which is where he can really do a lot of work in the middle of the field. And he did a lot of work at Ohio State, but he's an X. He's a split end. He's a flanker. He's a seam. He's also a slot guy, and they will move him all over the place and pair him with DK Metcalf for sure and Tyler Lockett. And Geno Smith has to be thinking, look, I have a guy here right now who can make the contested catches, who you don't see get run down from behind, who offensive coordinator Brian Hartline out there at Ohio State says, hey, look, of all the good players that I have had recently, all the wide receivers that we put into the NFL, this guy of the recent crop is as good, if not better, than all of them. He believes in the way this kid is made up in terms of his temperament and his intelligence. The hamstring won't be a problem anymore. He's going to be a ball.
Yeah, that's a hell of a route out of the backfield.
And you talk about he can play outside, sure.
Yeah, there's a part I really wish the Bears would have considered this pick. I know offensive line was a big need, but I think that this would have been a good pickup for them going into next season.
It just wasn't feasible.
Right, they would have had to move back a little further, I think.
More weapons around Geno Smith. This guy will work the middle of the field and he will dominate in between the halves.
Okay, we're at a 4.5 flat. People say, well, he's got the deceptive speed, not that fast. 4.49, 4.5 was pretty good. Jackson Smith and Jigba. That Utah game 2 years ago, the Rose Bowl, they have 15 catches. And keep in mind, 2 years ago, he outproduced Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson in terms of catches and average per catch. They had more touchdowns.
The only NFL could take one round of the draft and turn it into 3 hours.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, Christ, we've already been on for 2.5 hours. It seems like it kind of went pretty fast there in the beginning, but now after the Bears draft, it's been brutal because
I don't want to just
Like,
box him
even,
in to be
like,
the
tomorrow,
underdog,
if we
'cause he can
wanted
get
to
off the line of
do
scrimmage. He doesn't need
a show,
formation
they don't pick
variation
for
in order
such a
to win
long
at the line of
time.
scrimmage.
Right.
And
I'm not
between
jumping
him
on in
and
the
Witherspoon
beginning,
now,
hoping
I
that
said
they
this
make
a
a
year
move.
ago in August. This team is on the rise now, and they surprised people last year. These
Yeah,
first
except they
two
still don't have a
picks,
quarterback.
These guys are going to produce for them right out of the gate. They're going to be one of the
At this rate,
youngest,
Seattle might be able to draft
productive
Will Levis in the
teams
second round.
as far as getting production out of their draft picks. So, as anyone, look out for Seattle. They have to be one of the favorite. To me, they're the favorite in the West.
They're still going to get gashed against the run.
But
They're still going to get gashed against the run. Yeah, they got a wide receiver that can catch, though.
The team that
Favorite in the West? What about San Francisco?
and look at all that they have done in
I
return.
mean, look at the youth here with Charles Cross. I mean, Kenneth Walker's a stud. They have their
We're
bookend
talking about the
tackles
NFC
now.
West.
Terrell Woolen was a find last year in the 5th round of the UTSA, a former
None.
wide receiver, and him and Witherspoon.
And they are a pretty
gonna be
young
a
team.
problem. And now with
Yeah.
Jackson, look, I get it, Mel. You got to eventually start getting at the guts of your roster here and take care of it. I think they'll address it.
All right, Subway's going to take us back down to the stage now. Susie,
Take us
is
back
with
down to the
Jackson
stage
Smith
now.
and
It's
Jigba.
Susie.
Your dad had
Susie
been
Colbert
preparing
looks like she's
you
like
for this
85 years
moment
old.
Since you were a little kid, what's it like to have your dream come true?
It's awesome. A dream come true, like you said. A
Who's
lot of work
playing
has been
quarterback
put in.
for San
You know, it
Francisco
took
to
a
start
village,
the
you know,
year?
for me to be here. And I
Trey
appreciate
Lance, if they
everybody, all the
don't trade him.
sacrifices, all the love that I got back home. You know,
Brock
this team is-
Purdy's not playing. He's hurt.
Yeah, he's
It
hurt.
could be Trey Lance.
Yep, I think that's what happens. I think if they're gonna move on from Trey Lance, it'll be mid-season if there's a quarterback.
It would have been today. They would have made a trade for draft picks.
represent it the right way and go about it the right way.
Now another great Ohio State wide receiver is on his way to the NFL. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, really, Susie, I mean, OSU, they could change it to WRU. They had Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave both go in the top 11 last year. They both had brilliant seasons. Then you take a look, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and the best of them all might be the one who's still there in Marvin Harrison Jr., who had 77 catches for over 1,200 yards a year ago.
Negative, Justin. Negative. They will not take a quarterback in the second round. They like Brock Purdy a lot. He's hurt. He might miss all next year, but they won't. What are you going to do with a quarterback? Then you have him and Brock Purdy?
Right. What I think that they would end up doing is if Purdy can't play, you just run with Lance.
Yeah.
And hope Lance plays well enough to where you can.
I mean,
trade
come on.
him
You
to
took the
next
kid,
year.
what, third overall? Like, you clearly thought that he was good at some point.
Yeah, and didn't they trade to get up
Yeah.
to that point?
They
Yeah,
traded up
so
to get him.
By the Indianapolis
Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. He was just a bonus.
4 picks with Will Anderson sandwiched in between there at number 3, also to Houston. It was a tumultuous start to our draft tonight, and that's
Will Levis is like, I'm out of here, bro.
And that leaves Will Levis still in the green room, still waiting to hear his
Let's see. Chargers, no. Baltimore, no. They just signed Lamar Jackson. Minnesota?
According to our projections,
Does Minnesota rock the boat and draft Will Levis in the first round?
Yeah, but don't they have
would not have been called already by now.
Who did they
We're at
draft
spot in
the same year
draft
Justin
where the
came
Miami
out?
Dolphins would originally have selected, but that choice
What'd you
was
say?
forfeited, and so
I don't
it is the
remember
Los
who they
Angeles
picked.
Chargers who've made the pick.
Justin, if Shanahan didn't want Trey Lance, they weren't going to trade up and draft him third overall.
Their draft room, and then
Yeah, but here's the thing: how much have they seen of Trey Lance?
I'm just
the
saying.
problem, right?
I'm just saying. Shanahan clearly wanted him, or they wouldn't have done all that to get him into the third pick.
Get that done. So
Right.
We'll hear from them after we hear from the Chargers here, of course, made the playoffs last season with their star young quarterback in Justin Herbert.
They're the same guy. Lynch and Shanahan are hand in hand.
In unimaginable fashion.
They're one of those where the coach and GM are like the same person.
Maybe, maybe not though. There's some, you know.
With the 21st pick
From everything I've
in the
heard.
2023 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, TCU.
That's a good pick for them.
So here come the
I mean, yes, but I don't understand it. They have a lot of other holes. You already have Keenan Allen and Mike Johnson.
They didn't cut Keenan Allen?
No.
He looks the part.
He's still there.
6'3", 210 with incredible
He's another Mike Johnson like guy. I thought they would have went Zay Flowers
productive performances, no question.
if you're going to go receiver.
Football, he was able to do that in a lot of games for TCU and Max Duggan. Problem is, when you talk about his size, he doesn't always play to it because he body catches. catches. He doesn't snatch the ball, Lou, and so basically became too comfortable catching the football, body catching. So he's got to extend. You got big windows. You can bobble it a little bit. You can body catch in college. The NFL, they'll jar it loose. Lewis.
Yeah, well, the cool thing about him, though, was as big as he is, you would think, okay, this guy's an outside lane player. They got him the ball in all kinds of ways. They moved him all over the place, and they ran him on everything. They ran him on the double move deep. They ran him on the intermediate digs and curls. They ran him on the bubble screens. They ran him on the shallow crossers. Any way they could possibly get him the football, they got him the football. And I'll tell you, he is a tough guy to bring down. So his run after the catch is exactly what you want. And he fits the profile.
I thought he would have been a good pick for Minnesota.
And when you look at what
Oh
the
yeah, that
Chargers
would have
are doing,
given
they
them a
got
good
two $20 million
1-2,
receivers in Keenan Allen and Mike
especially
Williams.
since they just moved on from
Thielen.
When
from
you're hurt,
Thielen.
so this fits the profile.
I mean, they could go Zay Flowers.
Justin Herbert, who we're gonna sign to
Yeah,
this
that's possible because that'll be around that time.
But he's a lot like Justin Jefferson, or this dude. Quentin Nelson, he's 6'4".
Do you think what do you think Baltimore does here?
in the AFC.
And the wide receiver runs continue.
Exactly.
Yeah. Zay Flowers, one of my
Offensive
favorite
line, maybe?
players in this draft.
Help protect Lamar a little?
College wide receiver. I'll tell you what, Baltimore needs a speed guy in that offense. Zay Flowers would be ideal fit for the ball.
I could have seen him going and Bijan
I think wide
Robinson or
receiver.
Jamar Gibbs if he's still there.
I think they need to add weapons for Lamar because that poor guy has.
Don't forget they got Odell Beckham.
Oh, that's true.
And there's still a lot of rumors about them trading for DeAndre Hopkins. And they said it really doesn't make sense to say Arizona. There might be an post-draft trade.
Is it bad to swallow the lime? In your
Isn't that weird though?
Well, they said it's like a $20 million savings if they wait till after June 1st.
Forever. I hear it.
Bella's watching Frozen.
Frozen is it's a solid movie.
It plays here in the Mucci household nightly.
That's right. Me and my kid, we really we're big on Holes. The movie Holes. That's like one of his favorite movies.
I've never seen it.
It's with Shia LaBeouf and
my wife says it's a good movie.
It is. It's a solid movie. It's a solid
Bella
movie. It's a
wants to
great
check out
book.
Holes. Yeah. Oh man. Stupid Bears.
We've already made it so far. I feel like
everyone around us.
we might as well just keep it, stay here till the end.
I hear you. Bears just irritated me.
What? Are you gonna say hi to the boys?
Belle, you want to come say hi?
Daddy wants you to say hi to the boys. You can have the pasty after you say hi to the boys. Say hi, boys.
No.
Tell them say hi, boys.
Did you hear that Archie Manning said that Arch Manning, he's not going to let him sign an NIL deal until he's a starter?
No.
Yeah. He had like
Can he do that?
I'm assuming there's something there why he's listening to his grandfather, but he told Arch, his grandson, he said you can't sign an NIL deal until you're a starter. He said the backup quarterback doesn't get NIL deals.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. If somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, here's an NIL deal,"
I mean,
you want it? Yeah, I'll take it. What do you mean?
I mean, his last name's Manning. He's not hurting for money.
That's true.
What, Peyton's his uncle and Archie's his grandfather?
Yeah.
Who he's named after?
Yep.
Now the only thing exciting is if somebody trades back up in the first round.
Right. To get Will Mayo Coffee Levis. That's what I'm saying, man.
Angel said this quarterback that keeps falling in the draft, that he was on live TV. He put a scoop of mayonnaise in his coffee. He puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
And he eats
What do you mean? You've heard
bananas
of that before?
with the peel still on.
My wife said she's heard of that before.
That's disgusting.
He's
And he
discussing
eats
that she's
bananas.
heard of it,
He
or-
eats bananas with the peel on still.
No way.
Yes, this dude's a freaking weirdo. He can't be this guy's a menace to society.
That's a menace to society.
Then he should have been gone to the Colts.
Yeah.
He fits perfect in Indianapolis. My apologies to anybody watching from Indianapolis.
Way to go, Vince.
Yeah, you know.
We'll piss people off.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That's right.
Won't be the last.
I'll never forget the first time I had somebody in the comments that was just hating on me. I was like, all right, I love it. I made it.
Yeah, I'd say Flowers, but he's so dynamic. He's so sudden. You can use him on jet sweeps. You can get him on reverses. The kid is electric.
Mel thinks it's Zay.
Field, so he's a touchdown waiting to happen. That kind of speed.
Mel Kiper thinks it's Zay Flowers.
I'm right now going into this draft as the 13th best player. My overall receiver in this draft is Zay
Come here.
Flowers.
And let's not forget Baltimore
Come
changes
say hi.
offensive coordinator Todd Monken comes in. They
Yes.
want to open the offense up, Greeny. It's no longer going to be ground and
Yes.
pound. They want to open
Hi,
the
boys.
field up. You got Nelson Aguilar, you signed. You got OBJ. If they add another receiver, so now you can see a dynamic 3 wide receiver set. Can Bateman stay healthy? Exactly. Can he stay healthy? Devin Duvernay. They start to add a lot of weapons for the Baltimore Ravens.
But when I watch Zay Flowers, I'm telling you, in the way Boston College used him, it reminds me of how Andy Reid used Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. Constantly put him in the slot in 3-by-1 sets where he's the third guy in, closest to the offensive tackle, and getting him up vertically on safeties, running.
Do you remember I used to want this dude on our show?
The guy is just
Louis Riddick.
impossible to cover.
Yeah, that clown.
I remember I loved the idea of Louis Riddick for the GM, and then all of a sudden he rode Mitch Trubisky bandwagon, and it was nope, no thank you.
And the Matt Nagy bandwagon.
Play like a Raven, Zay Flowers will. If he becomes a Raven, he will play like a Raven.
The Ravens wide receivers combined for the.
There's no doubt in my mind if he had gotten the GM job, Matt Nagy would have been still the coach.
100 yards for the entirety of the receiving core. Of course, the end of the
Probably,
season was
which would have
just a
sucked.
mess after Lamar Jackson got
And Mitch
hurt,
would still
there
be
was all of those
quarterback.
questions
No
as to
shot.
Whether he come back and play or not. Let's find out what the Ravens are going to do. Here's the commissioner.
With the 22nd pick in the 2023 draft, the
Would
Baltimore
Roger have won
Ravens
so many
select
drinks he couldn't remember what year it
Zay
was?
Flowers, wide receiver,
Zay Flowers.
Boston College.
Well, Mel,
Another
there's
weapon
the
for
guy,
Lamar.
Kind of story you love coming out of high school.
He looks like a mini Brandon Marshall.
Zay Flowers was the 83rd ranked
With that hair?
receiver in the country. Now, Mel, he's
Yep.
a first
Good-
round
he really
pick.
does kind of. You're not even kidding. I love B Marsh, man.
Yeah.
13 siblings. He's out there. He understands what it is to deal with adversity and have to do things and take care of his sisters and brothers. And Zay Flowers, what a great young man. 5'9" and a quarter, 182. 4.4 speed, electric, as I said. He's so sudden. They had quarterback issue. Phil Jacoby
I wanna see what
injured.
Jacksonville
Think about that
does.
athlete. Even going into this year, a lot of guys
They
going
finally
into
looked good
transfer
last
portal.
year.
Offensive line?
Everybody wants Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
Zay
help
Flowers
protect
speeds
Trevor
in
Lawrence.
college. He produces big plays.
See
I'll tell you what,
ya.
for a guy 5'9" and a quarter, 182,
They say, oh, if the quarterback could have thrown that out, it would have been a touchdown.
in traffic, tough kid. Loves
They
to
say
play
if you're
the game.
even, he's
These
leaving.
guys are- Look at him here. You look about a guy who can make things happen with the ball in his hands. Defensive players trying to corral this guy. Good luck.
The best line I heard about him throughout the whole process, he can win a game of tag in the phone booth, Greeny. Really simple. And if you look at the Ravens wide receiver, they were last in yardage.
Yo, I
in the
hate
National
when this
Football
dude
League. So
talks.
they had to get somebody not only that can win at the catch.
Every
point,
time Booger
but get the
McFarland
ball in
talks,
their
I
hands, they can
can't
make
help
plays
but
in
comment how
space.
stupid he
Zay
is.
Flowers definitely fits that.
He makes big plays, Lewis. Last year, he set the school record for touchdowns and tied the school record for catches.
Don't talk about his touchdowns. Don't talk about his speed. All you say is he could win. He could win a game of tag in a phone
He
booth.
is getting off the line of scrimmage. How he can play
I feel like a
outside
lot of
and
people could
inside,
win a game of tag
and just
in a
how
phone
good he is at the top of his routes as far as creating separation.
Call me
He
crazy,
needs to
but
turn, and then he has the jets, and he just turns it on. Look, if they put him at number 2 or number 3, you should see right here as a defensive back, as a safety. Look, man,
Come on,
you
teams,
better
make your
back
picks.
Just back up and play it top down. Because if you really
You've
try
had
to
all
play
night to
through,
think about who
try
you're
to
gonna
read his
pick.
routes and read his releases, you don't have a shot. This is something that Kansas City used to do with Tyreek all the time. As soon as you turn and open your hips, you best believe he's got.
I still got to make a work call after this. Then like doing a show and getting a text from one of your shift leads talking about, oh, I need to tell you what happened
You
tonight.
see him there. You see him with the corner post.
It's
He
never
goes to the
fun.
corner, come back on the post, and then after the catch, he's one of those guys with the
God,
ball in
there's
his
still
hand. He converts
so
the
many
ball
more
running back
picks.
immediately. Tyreek was just like that. Whether he was catching the ball deep down the field or here on an
All right, I'm gonna make the call.
after the catch now.
If we hit the 3-hour mark, I'm calling.
And once he turns on the Jets,
We will hit the 3-hour mark.
I
There's
know.
there's no way they go through 9 more picks in 13 minutes. It takes like 10 minutes a pick.
Who likes it? Lamar Jackson likes it. 1 minute ago, he tweeted, "I'm smelling more good news dropping soon." And then 10 seconds ago, he tweeted, so, obviously, Mel, the quarterback of Baltimore is happy with the new receiver in Baltimore.
Odell Beckham Jr., one of his good friends. Now, like you say, those flowers smell awful good when they're getting touchdowns, don't they? I'll tell you what.
Look at you, Mel. Look at you with the play on word. That kite. He can do it all.
All right, Susie is with Zay Flowers. Subway takes us down to the stage. Susie.
Zay, you made history. The first DC wide receiver to go in the first round. We're most proud of in the journey.
What? Tom Waddle wasn't a first-round draft pick?
I just
No
fought
shot.
through everything, no matter what it was, adversity. And I had my family, I had my friends, I had everybody by my side. And Coach Happily stuck by me and gave me his word. And he helped me through this opportunity.
One of 14 kids.
Angelo.
Yeah.
Did he just say what I think he said?
What?
Did he just say God gave him his word?
I hope not. I thought he said his coach. But
I thought he said, I got to thank God. He stuck by me through everything, and he gave me his word he'd be there for me, and he was.
Made sure she was with me tonight.
I mean,
Somebody is really happy tonight. Lamar Jackson is already.
I don't want to say nothing. He can believe whatever he wants to believe.
No, I'm just saying, like, I never, like, I've heard people say, well, I talked to God. I never heard of, well, God gave me
God
his
told
word.
me I was going to be drafted here. All right.
God gave me his word that
What's
he'd
the
get me
what's the
drafted.
lottery numbers, please?
Right.
Happy news, and we gave you the number before. Since Lamar Jackson's first start back late in his rookie year, the team is last in receptions per game, receiving yards per game amongst wide receivers. Do you foresee that changing?
I was waiting for her to say again.
Was because of the philosophy with Greg Roman. They want to run the football. They led the league in rushing, more yards than anybody that ever amassed. Now you bring in offensive coordinator Todd Monken, it's going to change. They want to open the offense up. They tried to run it down people's throat. That didn't win them a championship. So now they're going to play the ball that the Chargers are playing, that the Bills are playing, that the Chiefs are playing. We're going to try to score through the passing game, and this fits that role.
That's why it was so important to get that deal done. You see how positive Zay Flowers is because he knows Lamar's under contract and he's excited.
Yes.
If you would have had this lingering on, its negativity continues, it's swirling. Like I say, now all of a sudden Lamar's back possibly to being, which he was, the toast of the town.
All right, let's turn the page here. The next team up is the Minnesota Vikings, who obviously had the gaudy regular season record last year. They were 11-0 in one-score games last year. Got knocked out in their very first playoff game at home by the Giants, 31-24. In an NFC that has been somewhat depleted, you do have to wonder, is this a spot where they could consider taking a quarterback? I feel like I've heard that mentioned a couple of times through the process, but Mel is shaking his head at me vigorously.
I'm not saying they won't take Will Levis. I don't know. I'm just saying their defense is bad. And I watched Daniel Jones just light them up. Yes, sir. And I got Emmanuel Forbes gone, right? Christian Gonzalez gone. Devin Witherspoon gone. But who's left? Joey Porter Jr. and my guy at Maryland. And the fence around that state.
Oh, I forgot Joey Porter Jr. was still there.
Give a year, came back from a shoulder injury in 2021 to have a whale of a season opposite Ja'Cory Bennett, who's going to probably be a good third-round pick for somebody. So Deontay Banks and Joey Porter Jr., two solid corners still on the board here.
Yeah, to me, this pick has got to be a cornerback. They got rid of every corner they had, Patrick Peterson, everyone else. They need somebody that can cover. They were just about statistically last in every passing category. They have to find somebody that can cover. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores needs cover guys. He's going to want to play man, and right now he doesn't have the people to do it. This has to be a corner.
Deontay Banks is in that athletic super freak category now as far as his explosive qualities, explosive movement qualities. And you're right with Brian Flores. Look, I'm going to run a lot of zero blitz. I need a guy who can get on the line of scrimmage and will not flinch. You get beat on.
Sorry, my wife's just beating up our daughter.
Up there, and you know what you're doing?
That
You're
happens.
pressing him again.
I know. I'm just kidding.
That's Deontay Banks. I've seen him do it. I've seen him get beat, come right back, get right back up in the wide receiver's face.
She's
Explosive athlete. He would fit perfectly for what they need.
They are taking their entire allotment of time. Mel, let's take a look at your best available.
Watch them not get their pick in.
Yeah,
look at the teams.
It'd be such a Vikings thing.
But that was them last time. Remember, they didn't get their pick in, and Byron Leftwich went to Jacksonville. Come here, Bella. You're okay. Oh, mama.
That didn't work out well for me. We'll see how it goes with Will Levis. But Will's right there, heck of a quarterback, I believe. Nolan Smith, an outside backer who you can move around. He could be off ball as well. Dalton Kincaid and Cole Mayer as well. Tight end Notre Dame, still in the program, not yet had a tight end drafted. Deontay Banks, Jordan Addison went from Pitt
Who's going to kiss it
100
first?
catches with Kenny
I'm gonna
Pickett
do it.
to
I'm gonna
USC
do
with
it.
Caleb Williams, who may be the number 1 pick overall next year out of USC. Their quarterback. How about that name right there, Jordan Addison? One of the best route runners in the league. Just think about him. Think about him right up here with Jordan Jefferson. That would be a sweet pick to win. Defense makes sense because the value kind of matches up for me, right, with the need. I mean, wide receiver is always good because Jefferson needs help, especially now that Dylan has moved on. He needs somebody. He needs a running back because they're going to. You can take one with wide receiver out of the
Not
game.
until you give daddy hugs.
This will be an interesting
Give daddy hugs.
I don't see how they go away from defense, but I wouldn't be shocked considering some of the quality wide receivers up there. And I'm looking at the knees. Jacksonville's got corner knee. The Giants have a corner knee. They've got teams right now. I'm sure Porter Jr. and Deontay Banks. That's right.
And so this will be the Vikings making their pick here. Again, we are expecting them perhaps to go on that defensive side of the ball. You never know. You mentioned the departure of Adam Thielen, so perhaps help needed at wide receiver. The Vikings, who had a big regular season and then that very disappointing postseason performance. I do see the commissioner starting to make his way towards the podium here where he'll make the announcement. A big acquisition in Minnesota this year, the new defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, the one-time head coach in Miami. So we'll see if they go that way. Here's the commissioner.
With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC.
Figured.
Called that one.
Yeah.
You called it. We talked a little bit about it, the path. He played with Kenny Pickett at Pitt, had the monster year there, won the Biletnikoff, and went to USC, caught 8 touchdowns there.
I think that offense is going to be
Resume brought
pretty
to you
good.
by Indeed.
You know what?
Yeah, and I'm not
I was just thinking, if you're the Bears,
made something about it. Him only weighing 170 pounds.
you're talking about you need a left guard. You're not going to compete next year anyways for a championship. Why not draft? I don't know what round you have to draft him. What about drafting the guard out of USC that tore his ACL? Barrett, was that Barrett Tucker or whatever his name is?
He can do it all.
Didn't I mean, he's probably not the same potential upside, but
I mean, they were talking about him as like a first-round pick.
Right? Remember when the Cowboys selected what's his face?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith, yeah. Could be a similar situation like that.
Yeah.
Talk about the ability to get deep, throw him a little bubble screen, and now not only can I catch the football, I can make guys miss and show a little toughness, playing up there in Pitt, the ability to break tackles. But what I love is you can put him, you can isolate.
Bella, do you want to yell about the Bears?
And say, you go beat their best DB. I put my foot in the ground, and you can throw it to him. The ability to
Daddy wants to yell about the Bears.
outside. That's the reason why he was my number 1 receiver. Oh, by the way, we've seen that kid before. Some of the best hands in this draft.
Yeah, what he showed at SC.
He's peeking around the screen.
You can go outside and win the one-on-ones.
Come here.
Look, if you ask even the best wide receivers in the NFL, they feel as though they really separate themselves by the guy who can go outside and he can win the one-on-ones when you know you're throwing it to him. And Jordan showed that this year at USC. Last year at Pitt, much more inside work where he tore people apart.
Once again, that was tonight's prospect resume brought to you by Indeed. I'm being told we have another trade. The Giants will be on the clock when we continue in just a moment. Here's trading up with Jacksonville. Giants move up 1 spot. Who are they looking to draft tonight?
So you said at 13 minutes left for 3 hours, you said if we get we've gotten through 2 picks.
Yes, 2 picks.
Her name is Sadie. she's incredible.
Any word?
She goes to the.
God, you're a spy. Posted rated PG-13. Now streaming on Apple TV Plus.
There's a lot of anticipation leading up to the draft. My hopes is that I look the best there. Jury plays a big part, you know.
All right. Well, if I'm being honest, I think 3 hours is more than long enough for us to sit here and talk. All the NFC teams they drafted, so we don't really have anything else to talk about. I might be, maybe we can get back on here tomorrow to recap the second day, but it all depends on the time. But I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, talking. It was a good conversation.
Definitely.
Really appreciated it. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Except for that Tarble guy.
Yeah, his microphone was all jacked. We really appreciate you guys, chiming in, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of comments tonight, which is always makes for a better show. But per usual, whenever we sign off of Out of Hibernation, I got it always.
Packers suck.
Packers suck, and we'll be back next week for sure to recap the draft.